We'll power through it.
All right, Open Comms, it's Friday. We made it.
Hey,
Another week.
we did it.
Another week.
Fuck yeah.
Another one in the books.
The books.
We survived another week.
It's always a good thing.
Or did the week survive us?
I like that better.
Or the technical term, we have survived 7 complete rotations of this planet.
Yeah. Complete or sidereal rotations? What are we talking here?
What?
Sorry.
Don't start.
I'm not
Oh,
kidding.
God.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
God.
We won't.
No,
Let's move on to let's move on to if everyone's mood was good.
Alex,
But,
what you got?
let's do a quick run through the drinks. Alex, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Modelo tonight. Classic. So
All right. I've got some vodka and some strawberry lemonade. I'm gonna do for a little bit.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's actually quite delicious. It's very. No, I won't go. LB, what do you got?
I've got a microbrew from Quebec from a company called Unibrew. It's called Saint Paul Le Fin du Monde, and it's a Belgian IPA. It's 9.5%, but it's a Belgian IPA, and I'm gonna have to power through this because I don't like IPAs. So, wish me luck.
Sounds like Mrs. LB's gonna come down and drink it.
No, I don't think so. No, she won't like this either.
She said it sounds delicious.
I think she was being sarcastic.
Yeah, yeah. It's not Coors Light. She ain't drinking it.
Okay.
I mean, that's basically water, so.
Red Light, what do you got?
Not anything, actually. I need to work on that.
Thirsty.
But I am toasted
What strain you got?
like a bun. I don't fucking know.
Toasted like a bun. Fuck yeah.
Me
like a
too.
piece of bread.
Oh, that is good.
Yes.
Skyhawk.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I have partaken in 2 things. I've found a strain recently that I really like. I just had a bowl of Alaskan Thunderfuck.
I've heard of that.
But then I'm also sipping on some of my last bit of Taste of Iceland, Summersby Sparkling Cider, Invisible Can.
Oh, it's like it's invisible.
Hmm.
And then Vlad.
I am drinking a rum and coke with some plantation rum that is from it's 3 islands from the Caribbean, and it's really good.
Hey,
Sounds good.
we love the Caribbean.
Quick little thing, little fun. So I didn't realize this until it's funny because I started reading it and then I saw that SEMA had posted their thing. But SEMA made a post, got some dank leaks. The State of the Union is tomorrow at 1900 apparently. So everyone get on your spies and make sure you make the meeting.
Or wait for the SoundCloud link.
Yeah, it'll get leaked.
I mean, at this point, are they broadcasting it on Twitch?
I mean, they might as well. I mean, it gets leaked in.
They probably
have
before.
Won't. Oh, have they? I was like, I don't know if they will, just in case they need to filter out any like shenanigans that are inappropriate. But
they're not going to do that. They're going to leak everything. Or if Asher says something politically incorrect, someone will clip it, and then it'll be on Reddit saying, "Oh my God, Asher said something inappropriate. You should cancel."
Well, I don't think Asher. I mean, like just the rabble. When you got like hundreds and hundreds of Imperium,
normally the rabble
or any coalition
anything.
of dudes all in the same thing. Like, but then again, they probably all just get muted, or whoever's recording it they won't hear it on their side. But yeah. So that's but yeah. So SEMA put a post out, and it's got some stuff in there. Apparently, everyone is quitting EVE and going to play a Dino MMO. That's the TLDR. And
he also leaked the Init's CSM ballot, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Somehow I'm on there. Redline's on there. Raid's on there.
Pittsburgh's on there.
Pittsburgh's on there.
Pittsburgh?
Yep.
Oh, Lord. That'd be quite the
Millen's on there. Millen's halfway down.
Millen's.
Oh,
yeah. Millen's
a chance there.
I'd rather put a bullet. Nope, not going to say that.
Millen's over right above you, Redline.
Wow, that's crazy.
Ariel Rin, actually. Wait, that's the person I'm thinking. I think I voted for them last time they ran.
Ariel's good.
But yeah, so I mean, it's a SEMA post, but the actual State of the Union is tomorrow. 1900 was that? It's like noon for me, I think. Noon Pacific, 3 Eastern.
I mean,
What's everybody's feelings on that?
I think that they're going to announce a deployment to Horde space because I'm pretty sure that everyone met up at some Eve meet that happened recently and decided to do a pincer move
Glasgow?
on the Northern coalitions.
It's
not the
clearly the
Alliance.
Madison meetup.
Yes, the Madison meetup.
Yeah,
Somebody's
blame the
toes
Madison
were
meetup.
licked, somebody's back was scratched, and
It's
now
all
there's
yours,
going to be
Red.
a war.
Someone's testicles were fondled.
It's all fun and
don't
games in New Eden
know.
until someone starts sucking toes. Then shit gets real.
All
And
bets
then
are
it's even more fun in games.
Inside.
So
So you think it's going to be in concert within its deployments of Imperium line?
I
And it's
do.
going to go left and Imperium's going to go right?
I think so.
That
The
means
button
that
I
we're
think
gonna have to
so.
go
Del-
down on them, and
No,
Frat's gonna have to go up.
that's-
Frat's
I'm
gonna
ready,
be the top.
baby.
We'll be the bottom. We'll take one.
Oh man.
Well, I think that's the play. Like that's
Yeah.
the only thing that like you don't move your whole group to that area and then not announce a deployment. Otherwise, you're contributing to the stagnation of nullsec in general, basically. Like if goons don't announce a deployment, people should leave goons, literally, because they're never.
What if
gonna
they
be
announce
able
that
to.
they've made a huge mistake and they're moving back to Delph?
That would be insane. I don't think it'll happen.
No.
Yeah, I agree with Redline. They're not going to do it. I would guess that they're going to go somewhere. They're either going to do probably a con deployment against Frat, or more likely they're going to try to deploy and push on Horde, whether that's from say like FDZ and Geminet or from like somewhere in the south, like Cash, Curse, who knows.
Pretty sure that some of them have never left FDZ. Also,
Oh,
you're an
I'm sure there is
American
a
man. Say
massive
Z.
Dread cache
God
and
damn it.
Blops cache in
Ugh.
FDZ.
I think I still have a jump clone there.
What's going on?
I don't have a jump clone there.
Oh no, it's
Yep.
I have jump
There we
clones
go.
in Delph.
FDZ
But anyways,
ready to
that's
go.
what I think's that's what I think's gonna happen. They're gonna announce a deployment. Otherwise, they're gonna see a mass exodus of people leaving their group. I will remove all
think
of
so?
my.
Why do you say that?
Well, because that just cements that Goons is the Crab Alliance. You don't move, to butt fuck nowhere right next to your enemies and not go fight them,
Well,
It's
and
cringe.
historically, if there is a war deployment, the State of the Union is usually the kickoff for it.
Indeed.
So
That's
Yes.
sometimes, like literally, the kickoff, like, and meeting ends and move up. Let's go. Sound the horn.
yes. Yep.
Yep.
CCP loves this because Goons resubscribe to the video game for it.
Yeah,
Great
that's
fun.
true.
A lot of people do too.
I don't know. I don't think that I would give any other group near the amount of credit that I would give the Horn of Gondor for increasing subscriber numbers during World War B2. Just saying.
You're not wrong.
That was insane. How many people they pulled back from the grave. Ugh. Never again. So many goons.
Yeah, didn't Lazarus come back for that?
Everyone came back.
Yeah.
I mean, you had even old school PL
Everyone.
people come back
You
and
had
go over
Grath
the
come back and
goons.
join Goons.
Yeah.
It's like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
Insane.
Mr. V is typing. He came
Oh
back.
my god. That was a good time. Can you believe that was 5 years ago?
I can't believe it. Time flies when you're having fun,
Who's having fun? The
I'm
fuck?
having a great time. What are you talking about?
Me too.
No, that was a great time, especially to get away from what was happening in the real world that year.
Yeah.
That was a weird year too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
It
Weird
was
is
during
not
the
word I would
Corona
use to
era.
That's
describe it.
optimistic. It's a weird year.
Okay. I'll take weird. Weird is fine.
Another quick thing. There's a Plex sale. They have some police skins. Although
If
I was
you're
like,
into that kind of thing.
yeah, I was like, the paladin skin looks cool, but you have to buy the big one to get the paladin skin. 20,000 plex. It's like 520. It's on sale for $520. But
What?
it's 20,000 plex. But I mean, that's 40 months of game time, and it's for $520. Normally, 40 months of game time would cost you like $800. So it's a deal if you want to spend $1,000.
A deal. He
To
says.
get a, I was just interested in the paladin or the paladin police skin, but I was like, nah. And
That is a cool skin.
It's a sweet skin, and I was like, and being that the only way you get it is if you spend $1,000 on Plex. That
I'll just wait for some whales to get
they'll
it.
sell it on
put
the market, but it's gonna be like 5 billion or 8 billion or something.
Well, whatever. I can sit down for a weekend and make 5 billion. That's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, so
$500. Fuck.
Yeah.
That is true. That's a lot of money for not
A lot of groceries.
anything. That is a lot of groceries. Well, not here, but maybe there. Like one order.
It's about as much money as tickets to a good football game would cost.
Oh, so Lions game?
Actually, probably, considering they've been good recently.
Mm-hmm. This is our year,
Yay,
dude.
sports ball.
They're good
Sorry,
until it
you online
matters.
talk show. Sorry about it.
All right,
Take the reins. Pull us in.
I'm just hitting some quick stuff. Drifter Crisis is over.
Some little bits. Yeah.
So I actually read through this.
Dragon's little bits.
little bits down here. Let's take a look.
What's going on with the Drifter Crisis being donezo?
It's over, dude.
It's donezo. Now there's a couple little things. I was reading this, and it's probably just. But one thing I noticed was that the Society of Conscious Thought was talking about how they should have been the ones in control of the whatever the thing is in Zarzak. What's that thing called?
The Fulcrum.
The Fulcrum, yeah. They're saying, like, if we had it, this issue never would have happened, and we also would have fixed it in a couple days, not a couple weeks. And they basically are talking shit on the Deathless, and they're... what was the thing? I want to find the exact thing that I read that I was like, huh, that might be a little hint.
You talking about that?
The what?
The Warden?
Well, the disconnection to the Warden from the Fulcrum. So the Society has just revealed its own findings regarding the severance of the Warden connection, sent along data, a reminder of Incom proposal for open sharing of research. So it's... Oh, they're basically saying, like, it was Society of Conscious Thought in this council that they made was saying that the Deathless should not have control of Zarzak. And so that makes me think that that might be a lead-up hint into some stuff in the future where Zarzak... like faction warfare itself moves into Zarzak. I don't know.
Yeah, it says right at the end of their statement, the Deathless's technological tyranny over Zarzak must come to an end.
Yeah.
Fucking come get it.
Yeah, so that might be some new stuff, who knows, coming out, but I've read that and I was like, that sounds like a hint, so. Unlucky rating.
With the rating.
What's up, guys?
278? Oh, 78.
78. Welcome to the thing.
Howdy.
Whoop whoop.
How was the Rome? Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. That might oh, let's check this out. That might come out in the future. Verifying I'm a human. What?
They do that sometimes.
It's gonna catch you.
Ooh, they killed a bunch of brave Ferox and Ivy issues.
Oh.
Nice.
30 bill for 4. That's a
life.
pretty good trade.
Oh my god! I didn't open this in the right browser. I was like, "What's all this banner ad showing up?" I don't have uBlock on this browser.
That's a lot of tornadoes.
Nice.
Artillery greater than railguns. Get wrecked.
And some dead maulers.
Yeah, maulers.
I need to do a Darth Vader voice. I find your lack of uBlock disturbing.
You could lose like 5 maulers to 1 Ferox Navy and probably break even. Well, maybe not that much, but yeah, it looks good though. Let's see, where was this in? This was in RF Tech K. Sick. Good stuff. Good roll.
And Delve. Bullying Brave.
Love it.
It's
Shame.
so much fun.
Keep it up.
You know what? I mean, to Braves' credit, they do fight a lot. And they tend to not over blob most of the times I've gone down there, they'll bring a pretty good fight. And they take fights. Even if they're a little outnumbered. You go to init space and they're gonna drop, you bring 50 dudes to init space, they're gonna drop like 200 on you and all kinds of shit. Like, so I mean, props to Brave for they try to not blob because they actually like to get in fights. So I'll give them that much.
Is that why?
Yeah.
I mean, given an option to fight Brave Init or Imperium or Goons, Brave is Imperium, but they like to blob you. The few times I've gone with you down there, Unlucky though, and we got blobbed, it was it wasn't from Brave. It was Brave showed up and then Init showed up and then some Goons showed up later. So the blob happened from other groups, but I don't know. My experience, the handful of times I've gone down there and shoot Brave, they don't blob too much. But let's see. So this is Drifter Crisis. Yeah,
We should go down there tomorrow.
Let's do it.
See what happens.
Yeah, we'll be roaming tomorrow. We can go down to.
See you down there, buddy.
Yeah.
See you there.
I'll catch you there.
We'll see everyone there.
Oh,
I
you're gonna
will-
you're gonna be there for the fleet tomorrow?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Let's-
think you were. Sorry,
I'm-
Drayden, you're in
I'm
charge of
not
the fleet
there.
tomorrow night, by the way.
I've been in charge of the fleet the last 2 weeks.
Oh.
You.
Yes, yeah,
no
you
one
did.
was in charge of the fleet last week.
Well, I mean, I gave us a direction, and then when a fight
We
happened.
stayed in Thera for an hour, dude.
Yeah, but it's because we did that.
We didn't need to leave there
Yeah,
for the content.
Because people were just undocking and feeding ships into us.
Yeah, no one was in charge. It was great.
You don't need to be in charge when
Holy
a
shit.
single eagle undocks against 6 of you and then starts shooting. It's like, oh, guys, fucking
It
It
kill
was
it.
a lot of fun having
For
the
what?
numbers that we had last week.
Yeah, we do it run roaming. That fight with the Vargur was actually pretty fun. We barely lost that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
We only lost that because the Thrasher fleets that you guys had 0 EM resist, and he just happened to have an EM smart bomb on it.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate, but I mean, minus that, we would have easily killed him. Or if we had just one more person.
Just one more person.
Which
Just one
Where
more.
that Varga was 5 bill.
Story of my life.
I blame
Rome
Tom.
is
He
from
wasn't
last
there.
week is also on the posted on the YouTube. I don't remember how long Twitch keeps them up.
Yeah. I was wondering too, because I was like, how are you guys? You guys are like, we're dying. I'm like, how are you dying? You guys are like, you guys are going into armor, and I was at 90% shield still. I'm like, what the fuck? But
yeah.
EM hard.
Then you're like, ping away if you're gonna die. Ping away if you're gonna die. Okay.
Then
Bubble up.
Fuck.
Fuck the bubble.
Yeah, that was my. I was flying a flycatcher. I was like, yeah, ping off. Just warp away if you're about to die. And then I was like, oh, my bubble went down. I put another bubble.
My launcher's reloaded. Bubble up.
And so they had to try and burn him out of the bubble to try and warp away. But when you burn, 15 kilometers away from a Vargur, he's like, pow, and just deletes you. So it wasn't ideal. But hey, it's a learning experience at the expense of your guys' ships. It was fun.
Especially when it's an AC Vargur in Bastion and has insane tracking.
This wasn't AC. This was
Arty.
This is an Arty Vargur. That's what I say. That's why I was like, our initial thing was orbit 500, turn off your MWDs, and he couldn't hit us. But then he turned his smart bomb on, and everyone else started dying. But it was close. We got him to 80% structure, and then we lost one person too many, and then his tank started catching. So
He should have died.
It was really close.
I've actually had a couple of fun fights versus Marauders in Potch, so
Pots?
in Potchven.
Potch win.
Shut up, Redline.
Get him, Redline. Get him. Get him, Redline. Fuck him up.
All right,
I
and
can't.
then
I don't have the strength. I'm playing Balatro.
Legion expansion. We kind of went over the
You're
Legion
playing what?
expansion the last couple weeks, didn't we?
Balatro.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
they,
let's-
release new expansion notes earlier this week. So
Yeah. These ones
Yeah.
came out yesterday or today or something. But
today.
What, these patch
Today.
notes? Patch notes came out today.
Yeah.
After the stream. After the fucking... I'll get them. Hold on.
Link
Oh, wait. I might have the wrong page up. This is like kind of
Yeah,
a
you do.
general overview.
Oh, no!
I grabbed the one off the launcher. Faction of Business Smart Bombs.
There was a stream today as well.
Yeah.
I was recording of it on YouTube. There you go.
The Drifter Crisis. Good.
That's the Drifter Crisis.
Don't worry
There
about
we go. Yeah, okay. All right. So finally, we get to see what it's all about.
Big patch notes. Freelance jobs. Hell yeah.
Not again.
We're going to talk about it again, Redline. Yeah.
Not again.
Let's do it.
So who is actually going to be using the freelance jobs?
I'm going to check it
I
out.
might look into
going
some.
to.
I mean, I'm obviously
I'll
not
check
going
it
to
out.
create them, but I might look into some public ones and see what's there.
Yeah.
Or at least some alliance ones or corp ones or. Oh wait, did they say?
Do,
you said it was
do you
standing?
really think Habit's going to actually do any?
It doesn't have to be habit.
No.
If you could do the things with standings,
Yeah. They're freelance.
Then I can do horde ones.
I don't think you can do it with standings yet.
You can't do it with standings yet. But that's coming soon,
shame.
trademark.
I feel like it's.
Crazy.
I
Right,
do
so if you
feel
scroll
it a
down
little
to-
weird that they released like here's these new features,
Yeah.
but half of them aren't ready yet. It's like why don't you
Right.
wait to
Gotta-
release the expansion when all these features are ready? I would rather
Then
wait
they
till
don't
summer and
release
have the full of it all.
anything.
But anyway, that's just me.
Like
No, you're
giving
right.
us working
That's totally
capital
correct,
meta.
Drayden. You're on the right track.
All right, so let's hit the things.
Hit them.
Hit them.
So the
Smack 'em.
freelance jobs are pretty cool. I think they're gonna be fun for new players, maybe. I don't know, recruiting could be nice. It just depends on what other people want to
I
make.
think-
They're kind of
Logistics, and not like repping logistics, but I think just like logistics moving stuff.
Hauling?
They'll be
Yeah.
useful because then you don't have to set like I think I mentioned before. Like you don't have to set specific courier contracts. You can just be like, hey, we need this much of this shit here and this much of this shit here, and then people can just bring it in
so.
at their own leisure and get paid for it without having to worry about contracts. So I think that will
Here's
be
the thing, though.
a pretty heavy
Right
use for it.
now, courier contracts are not part of it. The ship insurance, mine materials, damage capsuleers, capture a faction warfare complex, defend a faction warfare complex, and destroy non-capsuleers.
What-
Those are
didn't you say
the
deliver materials?
6 things you can do. Mine materials.
Oh, they should have delivered materials. What is this?
Yeah, not yet.
Drayden,
I
let
guess
me
they
just
don't want
be
to know.
clear.
I guess if you
Everything-
allow deliver materials, then it makes courier contracts kind of like null and void.
And then underneath in italics, it says more contribution methods to come soon.
love that.
I have an issue with the bullet point number 2 on here. Capsuleers can browse nearby jobs in the opportunities window, and jobs are visible from up to 5 jumps away from the job's broadcast locations. I think that is too small.
Well, that's too bad, especially since some of them will probably be
Should
set in
be
Jada.
on the.
Did they talk about
I expect
some
they're gonna
skills for
dial that up.
these?
I don't see anything in here about that.
There's nothing in here about it, but did anybody
Not
talk about it in the
I-
past about like a skill that would increase the broadcast radius of fucking?
Not that I heard. If there was, I wouldn't bitch about this.
Yeah.
I had not heard anything either. Not even from like any of the devs at FanFest.
I think 5 jumps like range for visibility for this is just
I
too
am
low.
unsure, Hiram, but
I agree. In order for me to broadcast one from LowSec, I have to wait for someone to come close to LowSec. And if they're newish players, they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe don't do your job in LowSec.
Well, if my job is defend a faction warfare complex, it's kind of hard to do that in HiSec.
It's pretty easy to do that. To create
oh my god,
the
I
job.
guess so, yeah.
all the
Do you
mercenary
need an
contracts, my
office
friend.
to
Probably. That's what I'm
I
thinking.
don't
I would
don't
imagine
wanna-
you do.
I don't want an office.
No, because yeah, I
Can you
I
do
would
the
neither.
freelance jobs work from home?
Remote work?
It's the only
Probably
way.
not.
Corporations can have up to 100 freelance jobs active at the same time.
So
And so each job can have up to 20 broadcast locations. So you can be
Oh.
broadcasting it from up to 20 different locations. And then I guess if the player needs to be within 5 jumps of that. That
Right, so
sounds
they're
a
just
little
gonna be
oddly
broadcasting.
tedious.
They're just gonna be broadcasting Jita and Amar and Tama and shit like
As the
that.
most common, yeah, but there are also going to be other places.
Maybe we'll see. I doubt it. But that's
Ooh,
just
you
I'm
can
waiting
restrict
for-
your
people
job
who've
so
already
that characters
completed.
of a certain Eve age can access it.
Yeah,
So
that
there's
was something.
age-based
That was something they
restrictions.
mentioned.
That
too,
was a
like,
nice.
you
That
can
was a nice
focus on
setting.
like I only want new players to do this, or you're like, hey, I want someone that's not new. I
Yeah.
want someone that actually knows what they're doing to do this. You know, vice
It's
versa.
the most useless fucking restriction tool ever. When
How do y'all
scaling
feel
people.
about the corporation palette?
Understand? I don't care about this at all.
I mean,
Kind of cool.
I'm glad they did
For
it.
people who will use it.
Yeah, like there's people that'll, you know.
All
Getting
12
there.
of them.
No,
No,
I think
it's
more people use
13.
it.
Anybody
Come on.
anybody here use the corp panel besides
Yes.
Skyhawk?
I do to see if before I go into highest, I can see if I have any vortex.
Nice. Well, that's not going to change with this. I mean,
but the
corp
well, no, but I
window
mean, if
is
you're
gonna
like
be
making
different.
skins, you can be like, hey,
Yeah.
let's all get in our uniforms, guys. You know, I don't know.
Let's all get in our hashtag H3H3.
You know, I think
colored
the
skins.
real exciting thing here in these patch notes is the Omega benefits window.
No. Hold on. These are not patch notes. These are expansion notes, my
Oh
friend.
yeah, excuse me. Yeah, that word.
Can you tell that I'm super satisfied with this expansion?
Absolutely.
I can't wait for the new look at Omega. Ooh, give us 20
Are you
bucks.
actually
Here's what you
Omega
get.
Redline?
Right now, yeah, actually. Does
I
that
mean,
surprise you?
kind of.
I play video games when my friends ask me to play video games. That's all that is. Sorry,
We've been
friend.
doing it every week.
It's true.
I thought you were a fellow bitter vet.
I'm not a fellow
He
bitter
sounds
anything.
it.
I mean, he's
Nope.
definitely better. Vet is to be determined.
That's just the character the Redline plays. He actually really likes this game.
Mm.
Yeah, he
Well,
does.
so to be fair, I would like to do way more than just one roam on the weekend. But I don't have any desire to do so. That's it.
What about 3 fleets a week?
Wait a sec, hold on.
Team.
I would like to
Last
do
time I-
this,
Doesn't
but
make
I
any
don't
sense.
want to.
Last time I did 3 fleets a week,
Which
dude,
is it?
I got
No.
kicked from Alliance. I don't get it.
You never did 3 fleets a week, my man.
I did. I was ramping up. I took the holidays off, came back, you're getting kicked. I don't understand. Why bother? Sorry, moving on.
All right, so an Omega
The
benefits window.
detailed-
That's
a
kind of
detailed
neat.
breakdown of the benefits.
Yeah. A
Server
one-stop
20 a
shop for
month.
buying your Omega stuff. Neat.
Are the deals and like discount stuff going to be there too? So I don't have to
Probably, because I mean, CCP would want to get that
go
advertising
log
out in front of
in.
people.
Like that's the one thing. It's like it'd be nice to be able to just like, oh, I want to. Oh, you have a deal or sale on this. Can I just like do it in the game instead of having to like go to the browser and have to log in and do 2FA shit and.
I would be kind of worried about that, because if they make it so that advertising's easy to put in game, then I would worry about more advertising even to
The
Omega
advertising
players.
can be on the login client. I'm not saying advertising. I'm just saying the ability to go get it. Like, oh, there's a sale on this. I can just log in and go to the NES in game and just get it without having to like go log in on the browser and because it's like I'm already logged into the game, so like just let me go click, bam, done. That would be nice. But yeah, I don't want I don't want pop-up ads in the game, but like, you know.
No.
Can I just
It
say
kind of looks that way. Like
browser?
in the graphic that they have there, it says subscribe to Omega, and then it has got like the $19.99 price point down there, or you can change it from USD to Plex, and then it's got fucking what's available in that pack, and then there's a button there that says more offers. So I think you can click that and go right to wherever it is to buy whatever you're looking for. 6 months, 12 months. 36 months.
Jaeger bombs.
Jesus.
Jaeger bombs.
Jaeger bombs.
You just sound like you're just, Jaeger bombs.
Look at my new haircut.
Got this new. All my friends got the same haircut.
Classic.
Ma, told you to get the protein powder, Ma.
All right, the map.
I'm excited
Yes,
for this.
map.
Now this is a new
Why?
fucking haircut.
The new map looks cool, although some of the features aren't coming right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole New Eden, or
Are
not
you
New Eden,
surprised?
the whole Dotland aspect of it
No.
is, they said possibly not even this expansion, but maybe the next one.
I would not have been surprised if CCP collaborated with the guy that did Dotland on the 2D map.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know if they really needed to, because they honestly could just kind of take his idea and work with it. And being that it was their IP, they don't really need his permission to do that. So,
Right,
That's the
but
best
from
kind of collaboration, the one that doesn't cost you anything.
yeah.
But here's the thing, though: it's thinking from a manager point of view, you probably save more money in just essentially relicensing or hiring on as a work for hire the guy that did Dotland to port it into Eve than you would paying your software devs to reverse engineer it. You probably it probably ends up being less money that way.
Maybe. I mean, that's possible. I don't know. They haven't mentioned anything about that, but that could just be.
And the reason why I say that is I've justified buying equipment as, hey, you buy this piece of equipment, it's going to cost 10 grand. And guess what? In the first month, you're going to save 20 grand in labor cost. It's like, think of this way, hey, managers and bean counters. Spend 10,000 now, save 20,000 in a month. And month 2, you save another $20,000. Guess what? Now you're up over 2 months. You're up $30,000 in profit and loss.
What about after 3 months?
But what does that mean about the new map, though?
Where is Zakharov?
Praise Zakharoth.
Well, so with the Dotland thing, though, but like I said, the Dotland-ish aspect of it's not coming probably even in this expansion. That might be potentially the winter expansion or later. But that said, the new map, I like. I mean, I didn't even see all the features they're doing, but the fact that they're going to have more filters and easier management of the filters, rather than because before it's like you go up there and it's like, oh, it shows your last 5 ones, but what if you have 8 different ones you want to This is going to let you set multiple filters, I think, which would be nice, but also has the old map style where the circles can get actually fairly large, so it gives a better visual indication of things, on top of being able to save filter setups as favorites. That right there, that function is going to be incredibly useful to me. So I even minus the Dotland stuff. Honestly, I'm not I use Dotland for jump route planning and stuff, but that's about it. I don't actually like the layout of Dotland. It doesn't visually look the same way it does in Eve. It's like a flow chart rather than an actual 3D representation.
It's good for planning your route gate to gate, and visualizing.
No, I don't even do that. I use it for just jump planning. Hey, I want to go.
Oh no, it's
from
fantastic.
Here.
It's fantastic for that, but if you're trying to just get a feel for the lay of the land gate to gate, it can be helpful for that.
No, I actually find it the opposite of that, because when I look at Eve, I'm like, oh, I know this is what the systems look like in Eve, and then you look at Dotline, and they're spread out so different. It's like, wait, what? If this system's way the fuck over here, why is this other one, which is normally it's 3 jumps away, but it's down over here, but why the fuck is it on the opposite side of the screen? It doesn't make any sense. I hate.
But
Dotland
no, and I get that if you're caring about 3D space when it comes to jumping, but if you're in a subcap, literally just flying gate to gate, the fact that the next system that you're going to jump into is nowhere geographically close to it, but the gate connects to it, that's really all you care about.
Not me.
Agreed.
I understand what you're getting at, but for me, it's I would rather.
They're just different representations for different scenarios.
Hard dislike on my phone. But
it's a free country. You agree. You can disagree.
Yeah, no, reasonable people can disagree on this.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Dotland is bad. I know that the vast majority of people really like it. I generally only use it for calculating jump fuel and what, like, can I jump to here from here? And that's about it. But yeah, I don't know. Like, this new map, I'm stoked. I think it's gonna be excellent. And honestly, of all the new features, like the freelance stuff sounds cool, the new Marauder sounds cool, and all this other things. But like, this new map will probably honestly be the new thing that they came out with, the thing that I use the most in the game.
Neat.
No.
Maps. Okay. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I don't even know. I don't use the in-game map. I use Dotland. The only in-game maps I do use are the Insurgency map and the Faction Warfare map. Those are the two that I use.
Well, when we're doing the roams and stuff, I use the map to like look like, okay, pilots. I look at like pilots in space, rats killed, jumps in system, pilots docked up, pilots, capsuleers killed. Like I'm looking at all those things to be like, okay, where do we want to go? Like, there's a lot of ratting going on here, but it doesn't look like there's many people in space. So it's like there's probably just one dude just ratting his ass off in there, and maybe we catch him, or it's like, oh, there's like 10 kills in this system, but there's also like 50 people in space and 5 docked up, which means there's probably a gate camp in there. Might not want to jump in there. I kind of look at some stuff like that. This map will kind of help with that kind of shit, I think.
Cool. Sovereignty changes.
There are new SOV upgrades.
Yes.
You can convert power to workforce and workforce to power. The question is how efficient it will be. I will assume it's not.
Well, yeah, there's exploration upgrades.
Yep, and those exploration upgrades are not they're not restricted to that system. It affects everything up to a 5 jump radius, which is really nice.
Yep. That's good. So anybody living in Sancha space, they'll probably install those.
They also are going to be exploration sites are getting them work. So I'd imagine there are going to be some interesting new sites. Well, there are some interesting new sites.
Mm-hmm. It has a small chance to escalate to a new data and relic escalation with the potential for high rewards, which includes some storyline modules for micro jump drives, reactive armor hardeners, and shield boosters and armor revers.
That'll be interesting to see, especially the reactive hardener.
Yeah. There's a new implant set called the Wedge set.
Wedge
will help you with your it helps you with your scan acquisition array, so you can I don't know.
Real quick,
I don't know. Yeah.
just I put a poll in Twitch chat. I want to do a little bit of a preview of what we're looking at doing next week. I've got 2 extra hot sauces that are not going to be part of my lineup for when we do hot ones. Which we can also say now that since we've locked this down, Matterall will be our guest interviewing us when we do hot comms. But Twitch poll is to pick which last stab sauce that I'm not going to use for my lineup, because I've got 3 different last stabs. The units there, the 2 mil and the 2.5 mil, that's Scoville.
Hell yeah.
So you can watch me abuse myself tonight on comms, and you get to pick which one. I completely expect. I'm honestly really surprised that every vote hasn't gone for the hottest one.
I want you to save the hottest ones for when you have to eat other hot sauces with it. It'll make it worse.
The other
I'm playing the long game.
So I got a 3 different last stabs in my whole set, and the hottest one is the one that I am not including here. That's in my lineup.
Skyhawk, all you're making me think of when you say that is putting some hot sauce in a dab pad and then taking a dab of it.
Yes.
It's that one.
Have that hot sauce pen, Daddy.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I was like taking a picture. Actually, I have all my sauces back there on the table.
Oh, yeah, nice.
I haven't moved them, so they're back there. But
Does anyone still have any of their 3.6 Röntgen? That
I do, but I think it's expired. So now I have it as a novelty, but I don't actually want to open it and need it because I don't know how good it is now. It's been like 2 or 3. I think it's been like 3 years, and it's I don't know if it's good. But
I mean, there's so much acidity; it's probably fine.
But it's like I didn't actually really want to eat it. I wanted to just have it as a novelty. So
the Da Bomb, after smelling that, I am convinced that thing would never expire.
I mean, Drayden, it's not bad, but not great either.
It's not great, not terrible.
I've never seen the show Chernobyl. You really need to go do it.
Yeah,
I have not seen it.
But yeah, so next week we'll be doing hot comms with Matt all interviewing us. But let's cycle back.
So talking about these soft upgrades, it says here you can have like a bunch of them installed, but only certain ones online.
Thanks, Delano.
You can swap between them through reprioritizing or offline onlining them rather than needing to destroy them and install new ones. That's
a huge quality of life change.
And that was the thing that we were kind of got into the weeds with last week, though, is that as of right now, apparently you can swap them and online different ones on the fly. They don't have any cooldown. So that's what we were talking about. Like, you could bait people in, like, oh, we're gonna have an armor upgrade. So like, oh, let's bring some armor shields. And you're like, ha, shields, bitch, and like you just like bring a shield comp against them and fuck them up.
We're getting to that one. We're gonna talk about the exploration ones were first. We talked about those. Then there's the resource generation ones. One is the workforce mecha tooling upgrade, which comes in 3 tiers, which costs power and generates workforce, and then the power monitoring division upgrades, which costs workforce and generates power. They're mutually exclusive. It's not possible to have both workforce and power upgrades installed at the same time. So it's one or the other.
There's
3 tiers for each of these.
Effectively make any limitations that were put on the space with power and workforce completely useless.
That's neat, right? Right, Redline?
Fantastic.
Great, right? Yeah. Why even have Equinox?
What's the point? Got rid of some toss code, I guess.
Maybe. Or maybe all kinds of new other shitty code for it. Okay, the system effect generator upgrades. So that's the 4 different flavors of upgrade, right? The electric stability generator, which bonus to cap charge, bonus to fucking targeting range and D-scan. There's the exotic one, which does 25% scan res plus 2 AU warp speed. There's the gamma one, which does 5% shield HP, 5% shield booster effectiveness, 10% capacitor capacity. And then the plasma one does the same thing, but for armor.
Is it capacitor capacity, or is it for
capacitor capacity? For the armor, it's 10% bonus to the benefits of overloading modules.
Okay, yeah, I was like, I thought
plus 5% armor HP, plus 5% armor repper effectiveness, plus 10% bonus to overloading.
Yeah, is it overloading everything or just armor reppers?
It just says overloading modules.
Get it hot.
Yeah. But where's the spot where it talked about it? The upgrades have a very low daily upkeep, but a very high onlining cost to discourage swapping them out and toggling them on and off frequently.
Yeah, but I think with the online, I don't know if they mentioned what the online cost is, but unless it's something crazy,
I'll tell you what the onlining cost is right now.
500 million or something.
The fuel startup cost is 62,000 units of metanox.
So that's actually fuel.
Gas?
It's not just
magmatic gas.
Magmatic gas.
Magmatic gas. Yeah, that's it.
Liquid hot magma.
So let me hit the old Janus up here.
Yeah, like what's that? Now
what is it? Magmatic gas?
Because it's fuel.
Yeah, hold on.
That might have a little bit more of an impact than just pure monetary. Because if it was just like pay this much ISK, a lot of groups will be like, fuck it. I mean, like we got money. If you actually have to have the resources, then you have to have the resources. So that might be a little different.
Yeah,
so
60 logistics guys.
62,000 units of magmatic gas in JITA right now will cost you 195 million ISK.
That's pretty fucking cheap. You just have to get it. But that's in JITA. Like a lot of these groups are going to be making their own. With their not with the Medax, with the fucking
the Skyhooks.
Skyhooks.
Does that mean that it's free?
Skyhawk.
It's free if you get it
if you
yourself.
get your
yeah.
own
Yeah, getting it
magmatic
yourself
gas,
is
it's free.
Yeah.
So yeah, Space Gator is right. This is the dumbest part of the expansion.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's fine with these upgrades, but I think that there needs to be some kind of an onlining time frame. Like, oh, you want to swap at least an hour, but I would honestly say at least 2 to 4 hours to swap. So that way you can't just swap it because of the fight that you're literally about to have. And if you do swap it, maybe there be a thing like swapping 2.
Yeah.
Maybe
Real quick,
not. I don't
there's
know.
only about a minute or so left in the Twitch poll. I've got 4 votes for last Triple X and 3 votes for Apollo.
Come on,
Come on,
do the
vote for
vote
Apollo.
Apollo. Look, come on.
Yeah, vote for Apollo. Make it a tie.
Fools.
Do your civic duty and vote. Make sure you get out and vote.
Do
Vote
your
early, vote
duty to
often.
your school.
Make
I did vote on Tuesday. I voted for the school levy and it passed. So hell yeah.
Woo!
Get teachers more pay. Fuck yeah.
I voted to increase
like-
the tourist tax in my city. Yay!
I'm willing to pay a smidgen of tax money to make sure that the teachers get paid more because teachers.
I'm
never-
willing-
Taxes.
Teachers
I'm
never
willing
get
to
paid
make-
The
enough.
finger thing means the taxes.
Yeah.
Taxation
Hopefully,
is
you're
theft.
willing to pay.
I'm
a little
willing to
bit
make
more money.
I think it's gonna
that pay
cost.
hotels.
I think it's gonna cost me like an extra $30 or $40 per year in my taxes for the next 2 years to make sure that the teachers get a significant
God.
increase.
Hell yeah.
That's fine
I'm
with
not-
me.
I am not trying
Absolutely.
both tonight if this vote is even, and this vote is split now.
Mm.
I'm not
no,
trying
you,
both.
you are
Yeah.
trying
I
both
put
if
in
it
chat.
stays split.
Vote for Pedro. Napoleon Dynamite's such a good movie.
Never seen it.
That's blasphemy.
Thank you.
So now the other thing that I'm questioning, because I haven't messed with any of the Metanoxes or any of the Solve Hub stuff, how much fuel can? So you said it took like 62,000 something to do the switch, right? How much M3s? Like how much can these Solve Hubs hold? Like, do you have to? Oh, you want to switch? You need to bring your hauler out with.
Vote in the poll, Millen.
gas,
Vote in the
with the
poll.
fuel to switch it. Because at that
I'm
point,
not sure.
groups can be like, we don't want them to switch, so they bubble up the Solve Hub and camp it to make sure that haulers don't come in and bring the fuel they need to switch it. Or can you just stash enough fuel in there where it's like, oh, we can just switch it 20 times and it's fine.
Fuck me.
LMAO.
Flip a coin. Do the old Two-Face.
All right. Let's see. Well, do I flip the pandemic horde coin or the frat coin?
Crack line.
Actually, I'm gonna
Are
go.
you going to
flip,
crab?
I'm gonna flip the red line
Oh,
coin.
that was an ass crack. We're going to get banned.
There's a red line coin.
Sorry, Scott.
That happened earlier, and I wasn't gonna say anything, but
Flip my coin, it always lands on head. I mean,
All right. Open comms head is gonna be Triple X, and Redline's name will be Apollo. Fuck.
Nope. Hang on to it.
Malfunction.
All right, and it's Redline's name, so I guess I'm going the hotter one. Okay.
God bless.
Hey,
Please
democracy in
righteously-
action.
Get righteously fucked.
But yeah, does anyone have any knowledge with the fuel capacity of these?
Yeah.
Solve
I'm
Hubs?
pretty sure you can jam a whole shit ton in there.
Way more than that's the other thing.
Redline,
like, I
how
mean,
much fuel can you put in there?
My sources tell me 3.5 metric fuck tons.
That's way more than you need. In fact,
I'll tell you what, you can fit
Or
more in there than I can fit in my stomach at an all-you-can-eat Olive Garden dinner with
God damn it!
unlimited soup, salad, and bread.
oh, dude, the Zupa.
See,
Okay.
red line.
All the Zupa.
Remember, you can
What?
go to Olive Garden and get unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks. But unless
I'm
Draden's
banned.
cooking it, it's gonna be shitty.
I'm
soup, salad, and
banned
breadsticks.
Nah,
from
they do
there.
good
But
soup there.
anyways, so the
Bad
moral of
is
the
bad.
story is, that CCP pushed this through without asking or consulting the CSM. Just so you know.
I mean, the thing is, like, it's not too late. What's up, Thelzar? It's not too late. They
Allegedly.
have time. They can make the easy change. It's like
Just remove them.
it's 2 lines of code and an entire like.
No, it's literally
shim-
it's highlight and press backspace.
Well,
That's
no. They don't have to. No, I'm
true.
I'm just saying like
You can push delete too.
like the amount of fuel that it takes, either make it an exorbitant amount that makes it to like it's a significant. But honestly, it's like I don't care about any of that. Just make a timer. Make it. You can't switch it instantly. You want to switch it, you gotta set it ahead.
Instantly?
I'm pretty sure there is.
You gotta
a
set it
timer.
ahead. No, as
There
far as
isn't
we
a
know, there's
timer.
none. It's like you could switch it literally instantly, and then
Well,
like
the patch notes are here.
yeah, it literally goes from like its shield bonus
Yeah,
to armor
I'm
bonus.
sorry,
like,
their
right
patch
now.
notes. What?
I'm
What?
sorry, the
Their pa-
expansion notes
Expansion
are
notes
here.
are
Do you
right
see
here.
a timer?
But yeah, it's just
Set
like,
it.
if you just
Did
make
I-
a timer, it's like honestly, I think it's like you just have to add a simple like if block
You
thing.
just press
like,
a button. You
No,
go
it's more than press.
beep,
It's
boop, and it's
no.
bopping.
I'm looking
beep
at
boop
a
and you're
sovereignty
fucked.
hub in game.
Talk to us
It
about
says
it.
that the capacity is 10,000 meters cubed.
Jesus,
sounds
that's so
like-
much.
In
And
4
fat.
minutes, I'm having the hot sauce.
Magmatic
and get it on top of the
magmatic
hour.
gas is 0.1 meters cubed per unit. So how many?
So that means you could have 100,000.
Oh, that's actually
100,000.
okay. Then you would have to bring a fuel because
But
it's
that's-
62,000. So you can't.
And
That's over
Yeah.
half of the entire capacity to swap it. That's
great.
now that
Like I was saying, they're going to have to fly freighters out basically
Well-
to do the amount of swapping that you're talking.
Well, no, you just have to
got
fly a
you, those are-
hauler. You could bring like a cloaky hauler because like 10.
How big is the actual upgrade?
No, the upgrades.
Yeah, but you can
be in
install the
there.
upgrades and leave them in there.
Yeah,
you
the
don't have
upgrade- you
to
can just swap
destroy
them.
them.
but
The only thing you
but-
need is the fuel to bring out.
but no, like if
Yeah.
you're say just hard swap from like one that helps you with shield to one that helps you with armor.
You can have both
gotta-
those in there. Just only one active. So
Can?
you can. Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hate
So
it.
yeah. So that's what you don't have to bring the upgrade out. You just have to bring the fuel out to do the swap.
Yep.
Now
They can choke on a
again,
bag of dicks. Listen to them.
like I mean,
Yes.
groups
But
can
you'll
still
set.
groups can still do it because you can just get a Tech 1 cheap as fuck hauler and just put a interdiction nullifier on it and then just warp it. Like activate the interdiction nullifier, warp it to the Sov hub, and then when it lands, just drop the fuel in, and then you die. But it's like okay, you lost like a 2 millionist hauler, and you got the fuel in there. And then
I was giving them the benefit of the doubt that they wouldn't be this stupid about this, and I was kind of
never-
poo-pooing on Redline for being
no,
Redline about it, and actually now I'm completely
no,
with them.
they just need to make it to where you have to. There's a timer. Like you want to swap things. There's a timer.
Just like onlining
That
a
would-
jammer
that would
is not
honestly-
immediate.
That would make it go from this is bullshit to this is fine.
We could just not do these at all.
Whoa.
I'm
Whoa,
fine. I'm
now.
fine with people
that
being allowed
radical?
to give some bonuses to their system. I don't care about that. That's fine to me. Like you want to have some because I mean like other people said like this could be
Something
beneficial for
different.
ratting. It's like oh you're gonna do Ishtar ratting with a shield Ishtar. You do a shield bonus and bam. Although I wonder if it gives the bonuses to the rats too. That'd be funny. It's like,
Oh shit!
it's like, oh, dude, my Ishtar's got a bonus. Like, why are these rats so hard to
Yeah.
fucking kill? My Isk per hour. Oh god, you know.
That's too funny. Oh, who knows? Maybe.
But I don't know. We'll see. But there's time. There's time to fix it at CCP. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Don't worry. I'll get a
Delete
hold of.
from game.
I'll get a hold of Overload. He'll fix it.
Right.
Okay. Skyhook cost of conquest. Is this the thing where you can like flip all the skyhooks?
Yes, that's also a nice quality of life change.
Yeah, this is
that
nice.
change is awesome.
It's like when you've already won everything. It's like you remember that back in the day when you had to grind all the fucking structure. You still have to do that, but at least not with these.
Yeah.
So
But how else would Muskie
Many have
fun?
tried, Alex. Many have
that
tried.
was like the worst thing back in the day because I mean yeah like the before the skyhooks what were they called?
Customs offices.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
Pocos.
having to go flip all the Pocos was.
It'd be like months after being
you gotta-
like
you gotta
kicked
flip
out of
the Poco.
out of a region.
gotta
You get like
flip it, right.
a ping like your Poco is being reinforced. Like why? Where? Oh, in fucking places that you don't even live. Oh, never mind. Who
I will
cares?
never forget one of the time it was a high sec war and we were killing Pocos, and one of the smartasses on my fleet, one of the Logi guys, decided to try armor repping the Poco and got us concorded. Well, I've got the lodge you guys
Oof.
recorded anyway. And I was like, what the fuck?
Wait for arm. Oh, because it was in a Sov war or a war deck.
Yeah, it's dumb war mechanic thing basically. And I was like, you
Yeah,
motherfucker.
repping a target is aggression. Repping someone that is
You
aggressive.
rep something that we were at war with and then got concorded.
So if that's aggression, does that mean if you give it only a little bit of rep,
if you were at war with it, that's weird. That shouldn't have mattered. I thought because I don't know. That's weird. High sec mechanics, I don't even fucking know.
It's fucking dumb.
Fuck high sec mechanics and
real
fucking
quick,
comm guns.
Before we keep going, you guys ready to watch me abuse myself?
Yes, I'm ready.
So
you putting it on a cracker?
Is that a chip?
This is like a tortilla, like
is that like a communion wafer?
Tortilla. The body of Christ.
The body of Christ.
He's pouring hot sauce on the body.
It's like the body of Christ, and it's not hot sauce. It's the spicy blood of Christ.
Are you?
More like the spicy blood of Satan.
Let's hit it.
Do it. Yes, do it.
Put it in your mouth. Mm.
Usually those last dab ones are like hot, but then they build later.
I mean, though, a communion wafer for doing hot sauce is not.
It's building.
Those things have no flavor.
That's definitely building.
See a little bit of panic in his
Skyhawk
eyes.
is suffering. Let's
panic.
He's realized
there it is.
This is about that time. He
Cool.
realized he done fucked
It's
up.
like spreads down your throat and like,
Yeah.
Like a warm hug from the inside out.
Context
Spreading down your throat.
Phrasing.
So, I mean, it is what it is.
This hoodie's coming. Oh,
you got the Care Bear shirt.
Oh man!
Oh yeah!
I can't wait to see you do the what you call.
Take it off. Take your fucking
Holy
shirt
shit.
off.
Don't.
Hit him in the
Breathing hurts.
Breathing.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
god.
I gotta eat one of these next week. Fuck.
Several of
You'll be
them
all right.
apparently.
Yeah, I'll be alright.
Do it.
And all I've got here is actually was cider help this?
Nebula
It's
says
spread
take
it.
off for 100 subs.
The aftertaste of that
subs.
was ass.
You drop 100 subs.
Oh,
Hey,
and
just
I
wait for
will
the bomb,
make
man.
sure-
Just wait for the
The
bomb.
bomb
You
is
take
the
a
worst
breath.
thing of it. The bomb is
Oh,
like
Yeah.
how is it getting hotter a minute after I ate it?
the bomb will be worse than this. Just remember that.
Yes.
Look at him go. He's gonna die.
Skyhawk, the blood of
You
Satan.
sure you want to do
shed
hot
for you.
comms, buddy?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You okay? You're good?
I'm good.
You don't look good.
This is an
You look like you
experience.
might be dying.
He
gonna make
needs
it.
some milk.
I'll like have skip.
Actually,
He needs some Coors Light.
the
'cause
best
that's water.
way it's kind of
I have sour
it's
cream
a
in
little
the
more nasty,
fridge.
but,
I have sour cream and cottage cheese in the fridge if I like need to
That'll
run.
put out the
So-
flames.
so
That'll do
honestly-
it. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
My God.
Timber.
What
Tamara, what are you
the
doing?
fuck,
You just
Tamara?
got back from like 3 weeks in Iceland. That cost you like $1 million.
You have to take the shirt off now. You have to.
Oh,
you
yeah,
gotta
brother.
Wait,
I'll
he
just
just
show you what it says.
Take
This
it
shirt
off.
just says,
Wait,
"Let me
take
show
it
you
off.
how to party."
Take it off.
Oh my god!
Tamara
Take
with a
it
lottery?
off.
That's 100 subs.
Take it off, Skyhawk. You have
What the
to.
hell?
That's what he paid for. Take it off.
Yeah, we're gonna get banned. We're gonna get no. It's fine. We'll get banned for 100 subs.
Take it off.
Why is it there still?
Because it's
Because
hot
you-
sauce. It's a spicy hot sauce.
Skyhawk, you've
Don't,
already made one
like I
bad
said, the bomb is
decision.
worse because
Make
the
a second
bomb
one.
is awful like this, but like it lasts like 15 minutes.
Praise Ackroyd.
Praise Ackroyd. Holy
And we
shit,
also-
Timber.
And we also have an adopt a shot that Delzart got. So take two.
Yeah,
we
let's
gotta,
do.
we gotta praise Timber real quick by having Skyhawk
And
take
definitely
his
praise
shirt
Timber.
off.
Yeah, we'll do a praise Timber.
Praise Timber.
Well, hold on. You can't pressure someone to get naked if they don't want to.
I can, as
I
a
gotta
matter
give
of
some.
fact, indeed pressure him to take his
But
shirt off.
for helping with hot stuff, Skyhawk, everyone thinks like, oh, get milk and or now that can help because capsaicin is fat soluble. It's not.
it binds
It's
to the
not
fat.
water soluble. And that's
Right,
why
shirts
water
are
doesn't really
coming
help.
off in
Water
a
helps with the
hot
temperature thing, but like water doesn't help with getting rid of the
Guaranteed.
spice. Oils help with getting rid of the spice.
Whoa.
So milk, there is some oil.
A little olive oil. Swish some olive oil.
Yeah. I was gonna say. So milk has
Beef
some
tallow.
milk has some fats and stuff in it, but yeah, olive oil or any oil, like vegetable oil. If you literally, it's gross though. I've done it, but I've tested it, but it works. If you take some oil, like you take a little swig of olive oil and you swish it around your mouth, and then you spit it out, and then you like kind of rinse your mouth out and spit all the oil out, that gets rid of like 70 to 80% of the spice. It's gone.
True.
After that though, like you have an oily mouth and it's kind of gross, but it's not spicy. So if you're got way too much spicy in your mouth and you're like just can't handle it, milk is gonna mildly help, but swishing with and then spitting oil out is the way to go.
What about like a
This,
brisket? So that's
this
like a
cottage
big piece of
cheese-
brisket.
Big old
This
brisket,
cottage
you just like
meat-
gnaw on some like the fatty end, like just.
Yeah, like the fatty
Have
brisket.
you
Like,
Well,
on the point.
pepper
But that's
sprayed?
more solid fat. You gotta, it's like liquid fat you need. So
Most people haven't been pepper sprayed, as it turns out.
I was going to say, how does he
See,
know all
Tamber-
this
yeah,
shit?
Tamber,
Once he
thank-
pepper sprayed?
Tambert, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Like,
Oh
it's
my
crazy.
god. Praise Akaroth.
I haven't done a shot yet for the redeemed shot. So Uncle Thelzar,
I have to wait for my beer to settle. Hold on.
Is it
So
I
upset?
the
switched
cottage
from that
cheese is
shitty
held flat.
Findamon to the Kilkenny cream ale.
I wouldn't say that was like unbearable by any means. On the
Seems
borderline of
unbearable.
unpleasant.
Seemed unbearable enough to take your shirt off about.
LB, did you ever have to get sprayed as part of your training?
The fuck?
We didn't get sprayed, but we did get like
You get gassed?
we did just some training on it, and a couple guys got sprayed. It was kind of funny.
Did
Yeah,
you guys
you
do
ever
like
do
the
like
gas?
a
Do you guys do
was
like the
saying
gas?
get
gas
rid
on
of
you, or-
OC.
Yeah, do you like the gas thing where they put you in a chamber of gases coming in? You gotta like put the mop
Yeah.
floor shit on, like and,
Yep.
like
Yeah,
your
yeah,
whole-
we do
your
that.
eye-
We do
your eyes
that
are,
every
like-
year. Yeah.
Your eyes are burning each
Snot
time.
streaming down your nose. Oh, every year.
Well, if you fuck it
Wow.
up, then yeah, you end
Well, my
up
dad- my
like
dad
that. But
was-
if you're
Well, he was in the Air Force, but then he retired, semi-retired. He went to like Air National Guard for like the last 10 years, just like part-time, like two weekends a month or something like that. But he still had to do that like every like 1 or 2 years. He had to like do the whole like gas thing.
Yeah,
Jay,
to tell
when,
us some.
when you were going on about those ways to get rid of pepper taste, all I could think of was, this guy's got sprayed, and he knows how to get that shit off.
Cheers.
I want to get
The
tased.
gas hut. Is that what they call it? The gas hut.
I've been
Yeah.
tased. And immediately after getting tased the first time, I asked him if he would do it to my other leg as well.
You know what?
Oh
I
god, it was so
wonder-
good. Hit me
Why
again.
did you get tased?
I wonder
Instant
if
boner.
when you get hit by a ship like the Barbaroga, you feel like you're getting tased in yours.
I
You
was
mean the
at
Buoy.
a Memorial Day cookout at the local like city chief of police at his house,
Yeah.
and he like partway through the day comes out of the house with a taser. He's like, "Hey, who wants to get tased?" Literally,
Who wants
taser
to
in one
get
hand and beer in the other hand.
I would not. I wouldn't mind getting tased, but I just is it true like people like crap themselves? I would be so afraid of doing that. I'd be like, no.
I
No,
would be
so
afraid of
so you
crapping
they can
myself.
either shoot
heard
the
people
barbs
do it.
or they can do what's called a drive stun,
Oh,
where they just
okay,
like hold
we
it up
need to
against
address
you,
this.
and like
There's
that's what
nothing
I
wrong.
and that's what I had done to me, and like all it
And-
did was just make my muscles lock up, and I couldn't.
Well, that's what I
control 'em.
think. Yeah, that's what it does to everyone.
And
but, like,
also, there's nothing
don't-
wrong with crapping your pants.
Right.
You ain't cool unless you shit your pants.
I never
If
said
anyone remembers
that.
the Don't
I'm
Taste
just
Me
saying
Guy
there's
video,
nothing
that's what they were
wrong.
doing was the
I-
drive stun.
It's like I would have to be like, hold on, let me just like go to the bathroom first and just make sure. Okay, now tase.
Oh
me.
my god.
I would be so worried because it's like I don't want to like do it for fun and then be like, oh, yeah. I'm like, no, I gotta go fucking throw these pants away. Fuck.
I was watching Cops once.
I don't
and
think it's
there's
common,
a guy, there's
but
a
I've
guy
heard that it
running from the
happens.
cops. He goes to make it to turn around the corner, gets hit in mid stride with a taser, and just does a face plant right on the concrete.
Yeah, I've seen someone get tased. I've seen 2 people get tased when I was in jail. It wasn't me, but it was 2 other dudes.
Dude, speaking of jail, I'm installing Police Simulator Patrol
Oh.
officers right
Dude,
now.
I installed Schedule 1.
Oh, I'm
So
gonna.
what Redline's gonna do? He's gonna.
I am
beat
going
up
to
minorities.
oppress the fuck out of the
Getting
mind.
back to my drug dealer roots.
Let's get back to evil.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
that's
Pittsburgh
okay. Let's
Simulator.
I tried.
Let's
I
reel
tried the
this back in.
segue. Y'all
I know,
said
I know.
fuck you, so
I know.
fuck you.
Your attempt at a segue prompted me to have to like force it.
All right,
Equinox blueprint conversion. So all your shitty old blueprints from old SovHub upgrades are being converted into new blueprints. So if you had a territorial claim unit blueprint, that turns into a skyhook. If you had a defunct Sinosaural navigation beacon blueprint, that turns into the new Sino beacon blueprint.
Whoa.
Etc. 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 So now all your old useless blueprints that you used to have that you wondered, what am I going to do with these? And they've all been turned into, or they will be turned into new blueprints.
But I find it like, what is this? The like defunct super capital construction facilities blueprint turns into a super capital construction facilities blueprint. Blueprint.
Blueprint.
Blueprint.
Wait, why is if the new thing is called the same thing? Why do they have to? Why are they defuncting the old thing?
The old one was on VHS, and these new ones are Blu-ray.
These are CD.
Here, let me explain. Let me explain. It's pretty simple.
He just explained it.
All the upgrades point to specific locators in the database, and so with the changeover to SovHubs, you have different item IDs for everything in the database. So you can't just update the item IDs. You essentially have to create entirely new items, and so now they're doing a cleanup.
The database.
Blu-rays. So yes, it's IT nerd. It's IT nerd speak, but that's why they couldn't just migrate it.
Yeah.
We don't have a VHS player anymore. It's a Blu-ray.
I mean,
you got to have Blu-rays.
I have a Betamax.
I don't know.
You definitely don't get to watch.
The only thing I own that has that takes anything in a CD format is my car.
I
have shunned all physical media.
I still have a
I'm only digital.
Yeah. And the only CD that I have, by the way, and it's actually in my car CD player right now, is the soundtrack from the 20-year box collection.
Okay, ships. There's 2 new ships. The Baba Booey. It's coming Tuesday.
Baba Booey.
If you've got Lashak BPCs, you can use some invention and invent yourself a Baba Booey BPC and build yourself one. I think we've already talked about these ships pretty much to death. So it's coming Tuesday. So who's going to be the first to fly the Baba Booey? Did anything change from like the initial announcement?
I don't think so.
You know?
It's
the same.
It's going to be
now. What is interesting though, you guys
gang
didn't
structure
mention
reinforcement. I think that's its only role.
We didn't really talk a whole lot about the SovHubs. You just kind of said that they existed, and then we just moved on. But you know, the thing is in addition to them, I forgot the point. Never mind. Fuck it.
Oh fuck! I hate when that happens.
Me too. It was a good one too. I'll think of it.
That's always
they're going to be nice, but but for what I like to do, they're not that useful.
It's a small number of people that you want to reinforce the structure. That's what these are used for. Or
sometimes what I like to do when that happens is I leave the room and then I come back in and maybe it'll prompt me to remember.
Yeah, or small gang ganking a capital maybe, but yeah, it's I don't think there's going to have a massive usage, but they'll have a niche.
Bait. It's going to be bait.
Bait. Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
Can't light a silo though. So
those SovHubs were going to be a lot more powerful than they ended up being, and a lot cheaper. So like, keep that in mind. The 200 mil or whatever, that's an increased cost. So.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So Baba Booey, it's coming. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna look neat. The Sarathiel. That's coming. All right, a little more clarification on this. 10% bonus to projectile turret fall off. 10% bonus to projectile turret damage. Fits a siege module. Here's the interesting one. Can move at 10% velocity while in siege mode. Mostly so it can affect the next point, which is fit a capital micro jump drive and use it while in siege mode.
Yeah.
And it's the single ship capital micro jump drive. It's not the boosh like a carrier has.
Right. Yeah. That would be a micro jump drive or jump field generator.
Yeah. This is micro jump drive.
Not
single
micro jump drive.
This is going to be a kitey arty fit alpha fuckery dread.
Yeah.
Yep.
Snipey dread. Bouncing
Real
around the
quick,
grid.
sorry to interrupt. Drayden, can you start a giveaway?
Yeah.
We're going to do a giveaway, and we're going to do a total of 3 of these tonight, each one of 100 plex.
Oh, I want 100 plex. What do I do?
Yeah,
You
Dream.
gotta-
Exclamation point
You
ticket?
gotta bring your Baba
Hurry.
Booey to said
Baba
system.
Booey.
Bring the Baba Booey.
Put it in your
Bobby
butt.
Boucher.
No, Redline, that's what you do with your Baba Booey.
Not
Siege
today.
mode. Siege mode's for the devil.
Oh,
Oh, Lord have mercy.
wife's Baba Booey?
Wait, update my details. I don't want to update my details. Remind me later. Frickin'
How
stream
about
elements.
remind you never, buddy?
Stream
Fuck
elements.
you,
All right.
want me
stream
to-
elements.
The Seratheal. Everybody was been waiting for it. Here it is. There it is. Great. Good times. Then we're gonna go on to. Well, people have been asking for it for a while, right?
No,
Angel
they
Dread?
just saw it in the, no, they just saw it in a trailer. and
Ever
were
since
like,
it
"Oh,
came
that's
out
cool."
at Eve Down Under a couple years ago.
Yeah. I think it was like more than a couple. I think it was like 17 or something?
Yeah, I
No.
think so.
It was when the what's his face? The other angel ships came out. There was a
Yeah,
trailer.
they came out with the concept art for the Angel Titan and the Angel Angel Dread.
All right, giveaway started.
Oh.
Exclamation point ticket to enter.
Hell yeah. Let me get into this
100
giveaway.
plex.
You're going back.
I want
that
100 plex. Fuck yeah.
There was a
And
there was a
remember-
trailer that released when the other angel ships came out. That had an angel dread in it, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's an angel dread! It's an angel dread!" So it's been on the books for a little while. It's cool.
Yep. Let's
Just
hear it.
remember, if you don't have a ticket, you will be thrown out of the Zeppelin.
I
Well,
forgot.
Speaking of pirate faction dreadnoughts, there's some balance changes that have come to the pirate faction dreadnoughts. Specifically,
I'm gonna get thrown out.
reduce the LP and IS costs of the Cayman and the Vehement VPC offers by 50%. So instead of 25 billion ISK and 25 million LP, it's reduced down to 12.5 billion ISK and 12.5 million LP for both the Cayman and the Vehement.
Wait, those are the faction
That's
dreads?
cool.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
the Cayman is the
Serpentis?
Charistas and the Vehement is the Serpentis.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we should be looking at a cost of roughly 35 bill for each one, which probably means they actually will be used more. I really like the Cayman buff. I think that actually means people will use it.
What about
Yeah,
the
Cayman specifically.
do Blood Raiders have a faction one?
Who?
Blood Raiders?
Blood Raiders? The Chemosh?
Yes, the Borders have the Chamash.
Yeah.
That's the
Yep.
that's next up in the buffs.
Okay, I was like, why isn't that one getting reduced?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think
Because
you can
the-
get that through the LP store. I think that comes from the fob fucking drops, right?
No, that comes from the Blood Raider shipyards. It's the same
Oh, there
site
we
that
go.
drops the Moloch BPC.
Okay, but it's
I
not
actually
LP,
talked
though.
to CCP at FanFest about getting the Moloch and the Chamash added to the Blood Raider LP store. They're looking at it, but I think there's some technical things. So it's probably on the long-term possibility, but who knows?
Well, there's a problem with the Angels LP stores because there's no easy way to get Angels LP, not Angels, Blood Raiders.
Yeah, I was
LP.
like, Angels, you can join
because
Angels
there's Guristas insurgencies and there's Angels insurgencies. You can farm that LP and get a Cayman or a Seratheal pretty not easily, but like you can. It's attainable.
now. Which is weird that they
When it comes to
added
the other ones, like there's a more. It's more difficult to get that LP than it is to get the Guristas and the Angels.
Yeah, it's
Well,
That
the
makes sense.
SERP one is definitely that way because for the Vehement, the Vendetta, and the Vanquisher, there are, I think, 3 stations in all of Null that offer Serpentis missions, or at least level 4 Serpentis missions. I think one is in Curse, and the other 2 are in NPC Fountain.
I find it weird that like when they came out with the whole Deathless stuff, and they're like, oh, you can join Charistas or Angels. I'm surprised they didn't make like Blood Raiders and Serpentis like on an opposite side or something. Although Serpentis, I guess wouldn't make sense. They're fighting angels because angels and Serpentis work together a lot. So they're all about the drugs.
Drugs.
Drugs are bad. Okay.
No, drugs are good. Drugs are good. Okay, Cayman goes from 1 fighter tube to 2. That's fun. Goes from number of light fighters supported increased from 1 to 2.
Huge.
Shield hit points increased from 150,000 to 185,000.
Huge.
Armor hit points decreased from 120 to 107.
Not huge.
No, bad. Fighter capacity increased from 25,000 to 40,000.
Huge.
Right. So you got a little bit of missiles and drones, right?
Hell
Play
yeah,
the sound.
missiles and
Play the sound.
drones. Missiles and drones. Hold
got
up
the
one
sound?
second.
I
got
don't
it.
have the sound. Oh, you have it?
There he is. It's on the soundboard, broski.
Cool. And then the Chemosh. New roll bonus. Capital Energy Nosferatu fitted to this ship ignores target signature resolution. Oh.
I didn't know that Nosses even cared about resolution.
What the fuck does that mean?
Only capital Nosses and capital Newts have signature radius.
So they
and
don't
that's because
just,
they're intended
suck a frigate dry in one suck.
Suck a battleship dry in one
By
suck.
looking at it. Just having a fucking glance at it.
Well, yeah, no, that's the point. Suck anything dry.
We know you like sucking things, Redline.
On Jolly Ranchers and your mom's
roll bonus for capital energy turret damage increased from 25% to 37.5%. So it's got more fucking pew pew. So more suck, more pew pew, more armor from 169 to 185. And structure hit points decreased from 169 to 153, 150.
Shit ship.
Which seems like an odd number.
Who gives a shit about structure?
Galente says entered the chat.
That's not a Galente ship.
Yeah, but
no, it's not. Anyways. Vehement. Roll bonus for capital hybrid turret damage increased from 37.5% to 50%. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
All right. And then
I'm gonna do this giveaway.
We're getting into the armor reppers.
All right, real quick.
Reppers here.
30 seconds for this giveaway. If you're not in it, exclamation point ticket to enter. It's for 100 plex.
Shit.
100 plex. Get in there.
Shit.
Fuck, too many tickets.
Get wrecked.
Remote repairs. Remote repairs have added a 10% bonus when heating all remote armor, shield, and muta adaptive repairs. This is an addition to the cycle time bonus they currently have while heated. So not only will they cycle faster, but they'll give 10% more reps if they're overheated. That's pretty interesting. This bonus is improved to plus 15% on T3 cruisers with the offensive support processor subsystem from the heat bonus with level 5 skills. So if you're flying a T3 Logi, even more reps when overheated.
So I actually really like this because before I'm pretty sure the overheating bonus was just increased cycle time, which does increase the reps, but that's also going to drain your cap a shitload more. So this is a nice way to give you bonus reps, but still, not fuck your cap up. I think this is excellent. I like this better.
Contract is up to you with the plex in 3 different piles.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna draw the thing. Street Corner Becky wins.
Fuck you. Fuck. Look at the next one.
Do the IGN thing, Street Corner Becky. I honestly forget your game name. Thank you. There it is. That's right.
Congrats.
All right. Logistics cruisers.
And we'll do probably the next drawing in half hour. Give it 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I would say I'll start it in like 10 minutes because we're got 40 minutes till the end of the show. Start it in 10 minutes, run it for 10, then start it in 10, run it for 10. That'll be game time.
It's a good plan, Jordan.
Unless we did one in the show.
All right, so the
all the
Aneros.
craziness.
Oh, I love these. I love all
Oneros
these.
has a new bonus, which is 15% reduction in armor plate mass penalty per level of logistics. So at logistics 5, that's a what? 50. 75%?
75%, yeah. So it's like putting
75%
plates on,
reduction don't slow you down.
yeah. It, like,
the big thing I'm curious, and I was talking to CCP Castro, aka Sutoni, about this, is how about the Oneros usage in the Alliance tournament. Since the Oneros is the most used Logi in the AT, and now it's buffed, well, it'll be interesting to see how many comps basically run solely in Oneros versus a Guardian.
Yeah. It's fuck. What's that? Was I was like, nobody gonna be breaking my style. Nobody gonna hold me down. Oh no. Got to keep.
But
on
all the
moving.
Logis got buffs. The Oneros just got the most buffs because it was the least used in K space.
Yeah.
I think it had its place in armor fleets that you didn't want to do cap chains. I mean,
but the problem
Guardians
is most armor fleets
Guardians repped more, but honestly, I think Oneros had a place. But this just makes it really solid. I mean,
if
we
you're
didn't
bringing...
use Oneros as much because we were like, everyone knows what they're doing, so we do cap chains. But like, Oneroses were pretty common in like a lot of Horde fleets. Like, and that's just Horde. I guarantee Oneroses are somewhat common across the board. But I like this. I like all these changes. Like Logi got some real love here, and it's also like very flavor-based love too for each ship, which is awesome.
Right. So Oneros is going to zoom. It's going faster, right? They got the bonus to armor plates. They got the base velocity increase from 230 to 245.
Connect.
The agility improved from 6.15 or 0.615 to 0.56. Signature radius reduced from 70 to 65. So it'll go faster and it's smaller. So yeah, I expect to see a lot more Oneros in the wild.
I mean, like only a 5 meter
Yeah.
reduction, but still, I mean, like for an armor ship, that's 5 meters is 5 meters.
Yeah, $20 is $20.
Yeah.
Scimitar, new bonus, 15% reduction in shield extender radius. Shield extender signature radius penalty per level of logistics. So they're smaller if you put shield extenders on them.
Yeah. Which is good.
Is
they're already fast enough. They didn't need a boost to speed. They honestly, like, the Scimitars were in a good spot, but making them a little tougher to hit is pretty good.
It plays back into the Simi's role of being the nano / skirmishing Logi.
Yeah.
The Bazzi, new bonus, 7.5% bonus to shield hit points gained from shield extenders per level of logistics. So tankier.
Already the
base speed increase.
That's another nice bonus because the Bassi is slow as fuck, and so yeah, it just needs more tank.
Okay, so it's got more tank and it's got more speed. Base speed increased from 192 to 205, and the signature radius reduced from 90 to 70.
Yeah, solid. Yeah. So I mean, they make the fast ones faster, and well, one of them, and then the
Everything's getting faster.
Chonky ones got a little more chonk, but also a little bit more
Guardian,
a little more move.
new bonus, 7.5% bonus to armor hit points gained from armor plates per level of logistics. So tankier Guardian.
Yeah.
It's not getting faster. There's no signature reduction.
I mean,
it's just fucking chonky.
Yeah, that's a significant bonus though too, because what's that times 5? 35
per level of logistics.
It's 37.5% bonus if you have level 5 logistics. That's pretty fucking good.
Mm-hmm. Zarmazd, which you rarely ever see.
The best Logi ever.
Is
what
it?
just happened to all my browser? Oh.
Zarmaz got a new bonus, 7.5% bonus to armor hit points gained from armor plates per level of logistics. So same as the Guardian.
Yeah, I love the Zarmaz.
Chonky.
Which makes
chonkier
sense.
Zarmaz.
That is my favorite Logi ship of all time. But I mean, it has a niche spot. Like, you don't just want to use Zarmaz all the time because best if you see a Logi wing full of Zarmaz, that's one of the few times where you want to split your guns. Because
you just want to go. You want to go fast and cycle before they can spool up.
Yeah, like either split. Yeah, it's like you want to change targets, but also like, if honestly the FCs like choose these two targets, the Logi Wing's gonna like you're gonna probably kill one of them because the Logi Wing is probably not, in the time that before one of those dies, the Logi Wing is not gonna be able to coordinate splitting reps between the two, because if they did, they might be able to save both. But they're not. They're gonna pick one and save one, and maybe like one or two is on the other. But you're gonna probably kill one of them. I don't. But it's like that also takes coordination on the attackers. But I'm just saying, like, they have their weakness of the single rep, but they are. I love that ship. It's so fun to fly. But I like that they get a little bit of love too.
Well, they're giving all the Logis, and it's a nice kind of consistent bonus. And the underused Logis are getting more buffs.
Yeah, although so, I don't know if the
Basilisk.
I wonder about the Zarmaz, because the Zarmaz wasn't really weak. It wasn't like it was kind of somewhat tanky already. So I don't know if it needed a tank bonus, but I'm down for it. That's cool.
Well, that's why you notice like the Zarmazad, the Guardian. Those are the most used Logi for armor. They're in a good spot, but if they didn't give them that bonus, they basically would be instantly at the bottom of the pile. So it's okay, we're giving all Logi a tank bonus, so the Zarmazad and the Guardian are just getting that new Logi tank bonus without anything extra on top.
Did that go into my...
And that's why you see the same thing with the Atana and the Rabisu.
What the fuck are those?
Actually, yeah, Drayden and I realized when you accepted that, all of it will have gone into your Plex vault.
I'll just
so you'll have to... Yeah.
They're what kind of Logi?
Alliance Tournament Logi. So the Atana...
Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
I'm not rich enough to care about these two fucking ships. I'm not even going to talk about them.
Sucks to suck.
It's nice that CCP recognize that, hey, if we're giving across-the-board Logi buff, we need to include the AT Logis.
Right.
And there's actually
just
been
in case.
There have been several Rabusus that have been lost in ATs throughout the years.
Wow.
I think there's only been one Atana, and I think that was Hydra that lost it. Either Hydra or Vidra.
I'm pretty sure I saw a couple. There's been like 2 or 3 Atanas die in the AT in the past. But...
Yeah, I don't know how many. I know there's at least one Atana, and there's probably at least 4 or 5 Rabusus.
I think there's been like 3 to 5 Atanas lost between the AT and elsewhere, but I mean, yeah, I kind of agree with LB though. Like, these are not ships that your average Joe is going to be flying, so like most people are like, okay, whatever. Like,
it doesn't exactly impact the meta to have this change.
I've never seen an Atana in the wild or a Bisu in the wild, so
Hear him in chat says he hopes E-War drones get a pass soon. Other than ECM drones, all of them are objectively bad. Hey, stay tuned.
We're
going to have a
little talk about that.
Web drones need some love. Wait for it. They gave that one...
ECM is a valid form of gameplay.
We're getting to it. We're getting to it.
Okay.
Strategic cruiser offensive support subsystems. So everybody's offensive support processor subsystems got a buff to power grade.
All right, Millie, contracts up.
In addition to getting more powerful overheating on remote reps, we're adding some extra fitting space to the support processor subsystem for T3 cruisers. That's across the board. So the Legion plus 75, Tengu plus 60, Proteus plus 75, Loki plus 60. So there you go. Some fitting room for your T3 cruiser logistics. Savior implant set that now grants an equal amount of reduced capacitor need for remote repairs alongside the reduced cycle time bonus it already has. This will mean that Saviors will no longer increase the capacitor cost per second needed to sustain the higher remote repair throughput they provided to sub-capital remote repair modules. So the Saviors used to make your reppers cycle faster, but they didn't give you a bonus to capacitor, so your capacitor drained faster. Like Graydon was saying, with overheating, when you overheat your reppers, your capacitor goes down, but your reps didn't really go up that much. With the Savior set now, it's going to reduce the capacitor need for remote repairs with the Savior set, so now it's more...
That's kind of cool.
More...
They made an actual, like, Logi...
Yeah, so now Logis can use this set instead of like opting for something that's more useful like snakes or amulets or something like that.
And like even if you don't want to spend that much money, like even like low grades in them would be effective. Also, another giveaway up for another 100 Plex exclamation point ticket to enter. But yeah, I like that because I mean before like if you generally wouldn't put implants in for Logi, but if you were to, it'd be like capacitor bonusing. I don't know which set that was.
Heck yeah, Becky, you can enter
like,
again.
Capacitor bonuses, but
No, Becky.
yeah, you can enter again. It's a new giveaway. No mercy. No mercy. Like if buy a ticket, everyone
This
gets
is a staff only giveaway.
Everyone gets one free ticket, and then you get denied any further tickets. So
hell yeah, Mrs. LB, you get a ticket.
That's like you getting two. That's hedgy bets. I'm gonna need confirmation that she's actually using the Plex.
She's gonna put it in a shuttle, and I'm gonna go steal it from her.
Hell yeah.
Okay, remote repair diminishing returns adjustment. So they've relaxed the diminishing returns formula so that the formula is now less aggressive. The ships will receive a higher amount of HP per second when getting repaired by multiple logistic ships at once.
I don't know if they needed to do
I don't
this.
know if I like that.
Yeah, I kind of liked the reduction they did because that made. You remember when logistics just went full ham every single cycle? No one fucking died. Like if you could survive the alpha, you didn't die. So basically, it was just the era of alpha fleets. If you couldn't one-shot someone, you didn't kill them. And then when they added this, it basically made it towards like with the diminishing returns, it's like Logi can only be so effective. So if you have enough DPS, you can break someone no matter what. And I liked that. I really so I don't like this. I don't like that they're taking that away.
So with this, plus basically the dialing back of surgical strike, are we going to be able to kill everything? Anything?
I mean, a 25% increase.
Or are we just going to like?
It was pretty decent though.
Redline, what do you think?
About what?
Oh, never mind.
Everything and anything.
The 20.
We're talking about the increases to Logi, including like the reduction of the diminishing returns formula, plus the dialing back of surgical strike, which means everything is tankier and Logi works so much better. Is anything going to actually die, or are we just going to end up in stalemates?
Yeah,
I think stuff will die.
And that's yeah. I even forgot about that. It's like I mean the diminishing returns kept things where like you could actually have kills and fights on both sides. But yeah, with the surgical strike going away, because what was surgical strike? It was like 20% reduction on all resistance modules. Mm-hmm. So that's going away. Like so now resistance modules can be way stronger. So now you could probably put more actually, instead of going like multiple resistance modules, you could probably get away with like one. Maybe two, but then you can get an extra plate or an extra shield extender in there for just more buffer with even better resist. So things are going to be tankier, or just more, or the same tank and more damage, which I'd be actually fine with that. But I don't know. Making Logi more effective and increasing the tank of every ship out there, well, that's going to put a resistance module on. I'm not a fan. I don't know. I was happy with Bloodbath Online when big fights came about. Like it was rare
that for the economy.
Yeah, it's like it was basically rare that you got in. If you had a bunch of people in a fight, it's like it was rare that you weren't going to kill something. Like you're basically until you lost enough people, and then you couldn't break a tank. At that point, you're probably down to like bare bones of a fleet, and you should probably be running it away. But I don't know. It's just. I don't want to get back into the thing where like you have two 200-man fleets slugging it out with each other, and then by the time the fight ends and they both leave, like 10 people died on one side and 5 people died on the other. It's like the people that forgot to broadcast for reps or something. It's like I would much rather have shit dying left and right, honestly.
But Eagle Claw JLV says it could be the return of more brawly close range fights, with newts being more important instead of kitey bullshit, because everything's tankier.
Yeah, I mean,
not sure on that.
I mean, if you have newts and you turn the tanks off, sure. Armor has a little bit better because the adaptive nano or the adaptive energized whatever membranes that don't require your cap to activate are more common than the what are the shield ones? The wards or whatever.
The multi. Well, there isn't a
there's not a multi-spectrum ward, but the wards don't require cap. Yeah. They have passive like individual damage type ones for shields, but not like a so armor would probably benefit from that a little bit better, but I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, it's a shit. Yeah, it could, like Dragon, it could be a shift in the meta. Who knows? I mean, I'll have to see. I'm not a tactician fitting expert enough to like really see what this will do, but
So cruisers get a bit of a balanced pass here. Starting with the thorax. The thorax power grid output is improved from 820 to 860, and the max velocity improved from 240 to 250.
Hell yeah.
And then a little blurb underneath, basically justifying their changes, is giving it a bit more thrust, making fitting it feel less tight by improving the power grid.
Damage bonus.
It'll be easier to fit higher caliber weapons and have an easier time getting in range for blasters.
Yeah. Oh no, I was looking at the rupture. Not damage bonus, but yeah, I like this. The thorax always, to me, I mean, like every ship in my opinion has fitting issues, because I always want to be like, I want to put the best tank and all the damage and the best guns. Yeah. You just can't really. You have to sacrifice something unless you want to put a bunch of fitting implants in or something. But the thorax felt really bad. It's like you really had to underpower it or glass cannon it or something. So 40 power grid is something. I like that.
Because it used to be that you would run electrons, which are the lowest DPS, and then you could actually run a plate. And if you want to run neutrons,
that's if you want to. I went like fuck the tank. I'm gonna try and just nuke so I'd go like the best blasters, or like heavy neutron blasters, or whatever they are, 2s, and then just damage mods. Like a damage control unit was like the only tank I really had on them, to be honest. And it was like, if I die, I fucking die. But maybe I can just, like you can get a thorax up to like 700. Yeah, you can get a thorax up to like 600 or 700 DPS if you fit it right. So you might be able to nuke someone before they can kill you. But
yeah, it would be interesting to see if with the changes, if you could fit a 1600 plate and like a full rack of ions.
Maybe. Hey Mace,
I got a full rack.
I got a rack for you.
A full rack of ions for you. Have a look at this. Yeah. Whoa. All right.
Rupture.
The rupture. Medium projectile damage bonus per level of Mimitar Cruiser increased from 5 to 10%. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I don't think the rupture gets used enough, so I like this.
No. Medium projectile rate of fire bonus. A Mimitar Cruiser replaced with 7.5% bonus to medium projectile tracking speed per level. So better tracking, more damage. Okay, I'm liking
ruptures. Let's go.
Drone bay and bandwidth improved from 30 meters cubed and 30 megabits per second to 40 meters cubed and 40 megabits per second.
One more medium drone.
Or more light drones.
Nah,
that's true.
All light drone, like you got 40 M3, you got to put some mediums out there. Fuck it. I mean, I would say 4 mediums over any lights.
It depends what you're trying to use your drones for.
I mean, true, but fuck it. 4.
I'm interested to see what the changes, how easy a rupture could basically, kind of like what you do with a fire tail, where you load arty and you basically kite at the edge of scram range.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Although maybe put a couple light drones in there in case they had some frigates. But I mean, if you have 2 light drones, you're not going to kill a frigate with that. I don't know.
I mean, though, yeah. Quake basically at point blank range is not going to track a frigate.
No, it's not. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you had a flight of lights, you might be able to do something to a frigate. But I don't know. I feel like if you're taking a rupture, you're probably not solo roaming in a rupture. Maybe, but I mean, if you got some help, I mean, maybe, but if you have people with you that can handle smaller shit, then I would say just go 4 mediums. Fuck it. 4 warriors, 4 whatever what's the medium Amar drones? I forget.
Infiltrators.
4 infiltrators or 4 warriors. That's what you do in that thing.
I would run this with autocannons and light drones.
Yeah,
that's what I would do. Oh yeah,
With a web and a point.
a web and a scram, and
Scram and
fucking hope for the best. Basically, it says in the blurb where they justify it. The rupture and the stabber felt too similar. Two damage bonuses actually dealt less DPS overall than the stabber, since the stabber has a fall off bonus. Reworking the
Stabber was
rupture by
faster.
replacing the projectile rate of fire bonus with the tracking bonus and rolling the rate of fire damage bonus into the direct damage bonus. This should make the rupture a more viable alternative to the stabber when comparing short range autocannon fits by giving it a tracking advantage when brawling, and improves on the existing strength that it had with artillery fits by improving the alpha and giving it a tracking bonus. Neat. Rupture. I'm gonna fly some ruptures soon. Exec Navy issue. Look what they did to my boy. Look how they massacred my boy. Damage bonus
It's
per
not
level
that
of
bad.
Galenti cruise. No, it's not that bad.
It was a strong ship. I don't know. Like, this is probably okay.
Damage bonus per level of Galenti cruiser reduced from 20% to 17.5% per
That's
level.
2.5 out of 5.
The Exec Navy's
7.5%
issue is still
total?
overperforming and still the most used Navy cruiser hull, even after adjustments in Revenant. So we're giving it a small slap on the wrist, and we'll continue to
12.
monitor.
Yeah, 12.5% total if you have level 5. That's fine. That's a slight nerf.
Yeah, it's blasters, so you're still doing a shit ton of DPS.
Yeah, that ship hits like a
Railguns,
truck.
my man, railguns.
That ship
No,
hits like a
no.
truck, so it's fine. It's probably fine.
We brawl for life.
Yeah, Myrmidon gets more drones because they need that.
Yeah, well,
No, it doesn't.
no, it's a cargo capacity increase from 4
Oh,
to
I thought it said
560.
drone bay. My bad. I those don't look even remotely the same, but
And
I
here
hate
we go.
to say this, but that's fucking useless.
The cargo capacity or the
hey,
Myrmidon
that's
itself?
more loot.
The web drone hit point bonus. They ought to
Bonus to the
just
strength of web drones now also grants a 10% bonus to web drone hit points per level of Galenti battle cruiser.
What's their bonus to
Yeah.
the web drone effectiveness? I forget.
I don't know. Hold on.
Because that's like, I love the idea of
50%
web drones.
at level 5.
And I think the web drones, now if you're going to probably use web Valkyries on the Merm, I would assume. I think the web warriors are like 5% per drone. So that'd be like 25%, but you have diminishing returns. You get diminishing returns. So I mean, I don't know, like with the Myrmidon Navy with the web bonuses, you could probably you could either use berserkers if they're fast enough. Though if it's a frigate, you might not catch it. You might have to use Valkyries or something.
No.
But I mean, like, you could probably make it to where it's actually like as effective as an actual Tech 2 like web put on them, which is awesome. I love the idea of web drones, but I just wish they were better. They're only good on that one ship. Because they're kind of shit. Like, you could have a whole flight of web drones and they're like a third as effective as a web module, and it's like, I might as well just fit a web on my ship then. But then you have to get up close. I kind of like the idea of, like, remotely webbing people down, but I don't know. If they were too strong, they would be way too fucking strong. But so I don't know where the balance is, but I think they should be a little stronger than they are right now. But that's me. I was like wonky shit, so I'm like, oh man, web drones are so fucking awesome. Everyone's like, they're trash, they're fucking garbage. I'm like, I'm like the guy that like fit like target painting drones too, and be like, hell yeah. I wish those were better too.
I got these drones.
Target painting drones are fucking awesome too, except they suck. But I want all the utility drones to actually be effective and useful, but most of them aren't.
Yeah.
It's like you got jam drones and logi drones and damage drones. That's about it. That's the ones you use.
It says in the blurb below, specifically about the Myrmidon Navy issue, they gave it a cargo hold increase because it's focused on active tanking, and it had the smallest cargo hold of the battle cruisers. So
cap charges.
More cap charges, yeah.
I thought it was just like more loot.
And then adding more
your
hit points to the
enemies.
web drones so they can't be killed off so fast. But yeah.
Do people kill the web drones though? I mean, maybe.
I hate to
I mean,
say
people would have to take the web drones and use the web drones before you could kill the web drones. So I don't know
Do
how
people
big of a
use the web
problem it
drones
was.
I've never used the
No.
Merm Navy. No, they just use damage drones.
They
I
should
so.
just scrap the whole stasis web drone thing.
I mean, like, I assume
and
the
just
Merm,
give it a normal drone bonus.
yeah, I mean, I assume the Merm Navy, like, you're probably using, since the drones are like what you're using to damage shit with, unless you, I mean, like, you're probably not a blaster Merm.
Oh.
And I mean, maybe, but like, you probably like have a lot of your power put into reps because it doesn't have a rep bonus.
It does have a 10% bonus to armor repair amount. Yeah.
Per level?
Per level, yeah.
Yeah, so 50%. Yeah, so like, you're probably like dual repped Merm Navy.
Yeah.
And then you just put all your damage in your drones. So like, you're probably not really putting guns on that thing. So you're not gonna, if you put web drones out, you're not doing any damage. I don't know,
But unless you're using him as some sort of fleet comp, where you have
the
like
60-kilometer
frigate,
web comp, hell yeah.
a support frigate, like a support frigate wing with webs, right? But
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have to.
No, you put the
There's
drone
more
link
people
augmenter.
than
So
one.
you put the
Right,
drone
so
link.
you'd send your frigates out to web somebody. Once they have the webs, then the web drones catch up and they put the webs on. Now you can drop the web on that guy and web somebody else, like the next target. Do you know what I mean?
Well, and you put the drone link augmenters on them, so that you get like 2 or 3 Merm Navies, and you just like have like 80-kilometer webs. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We gotta wait for them to catch them though.
And then like, where's your damage?
Oh well. Yeah.
The Vargers
the
that you
Rogans.
obviously brought. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The Artie Raptors that you brought with you.
Harby Navy.
Our Harb Navy added new 10% bonus reduction to the capacitor cost of medium energy turrets per level of a more battle crew. That's a good one. 10% reduction to the capacitor cost of
Did you
medium
use the
energy
second
turrets
drawing?
per level.
Oh yeah, let's do
Not
it.
yet.
Oh, hey, before I draw this, I'll give it
Wait.
like, since we've been going for a while, I'll do a drawing.
Okay.
I'll do a drawing in 1 minute. Exclamation point ticket to enter.
LB.
100 plex.
You waited till the last minute there.
Yeah.
Well, no,
You sure you want it?
too many tickets. Too many
Oh.
tickets.
Yeah, too. So 100 plex giveaway. If you exclamation point ticket to enter, I'll draw it in about a minute. All right. Harby Navy. Yeah.
Harby Navy.
They had. I don't fly these ships. I don't fly the Harb Navy. I've flown the Harbinger a few times, but I'm assuming. I mean, laser boats always have cap issues, right? So
I don't fly a lot of Elmar ships because I'm tired of hearing the capacitor is empty.
Or even like I usually don't get the capacitor empty, but hearing the like wop wop wop, like the fucking alarm that every time, and then like once you get to
It's
that
almost
point,
empty.
yeah. Then once you get to that point, like every time your gun cycles, like wop wop wop, wop wop, it's like shut the. I don't want to turn sounds off because they're important, but god damn it.
That's the one. That's the one right there.
Yeah,
If it
that one.
sounds-
Yeah, that one. It's like you just hear that like every fucking 3 seconds with your gun cycle. So I mean, yeah, I'm sure every Amar ship loves a capacitor bonus. Hey, Anarchos, what's up? Oh, Anarchos. Oh, you got it in there. I was like, get on this giveaway.
Yeah, he on there.
Good.
By the way, my
Keyboard
mouth
changes.
I'm gonna draw it.
It took probably about 20 minutes, but my mouth went back to being, normal.
Well, that's good.
Skyhawk's mouth has not been sprayed.
Falcons wins.
Congrats.
Falcons.
Who?
Oh, Jenny
Oh,
Seven.
today.
All right. Don't worry, Jenna Saber. We have one more giveaway. Okay. Jenna Saber. I will start a new one here in like a minute, but I will just keep listening. I will mention it. But let me get this contract up for Falcons.
He has chosen poorly.
Oilers win. There we go. Series tied 1-1.
Oilers
Good.
win. Oh, wait, who are they playing? The Jets.
That's cricket, right?
Oh, the
Stars.
fucking Dallas Stars.
Fuck yeah. Fuck Dallas.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, it's at least
yeah.
one Dallas team that actually can make a finals,
I don't.
unlike the
like
Cowboys.
Dallas team.
They aren't in the finals yet.
That's the conference finals. It was a dig at the Cowboys because they haven't even made the NFC Championship game in 30 years.
That's because they suck.
It's because they can't get past the damn second round. At least they make the playoffs.
It's because the Eagles are too fucking good.
Sports ball.
All right, sports ball.
Anyways,
hold on.
fucking mining barges updated the reprocessed materials on mining barges so they now match the ship blueprints. This will mean that mining barges will have more accurate and better insurance payouts. Oh, that's good. So all you people in hindsight getting yanked, your insurance payouts will be better. There you go. Good for you. Faction warfare and insurgencies reduce the amount of scorched navigation log items needed to turn in for the Navy scanning upgrade blueprint copy crates from 100 to 10. That's a big change.
All right, Falcons
I don't
contract should be
know.
up.
I don't know anything about this Navy scanning upgrade, but good, I guess. Quality of life improvements. It's now possible to see how damaged a laser crystal is in your inventory in the tooltip by hovering your mouse cursor over it. That's a big one for anybody flying laser ships.
My Jita Hanger has like 30 fucking damaged crystals. You know what?
I just trash them all.
No, what would be nice is if you could like combine them and get like fresh crystals out of it. CCP, please give us something like that.
Or you can't even reprocess them, can you?
All right, real quick.
No.
Real quick. Giveaway is up again. Jedi Saber. Giveaway is going.
Paging Jedi Saber.
Paging Jedi Saber. Exclamation point ticket to enter. Get one ticket free. You don't get more than one ticket, but one ticket free.
And if you don't have a ticket, you get thrown out of the Zeppelin.
All right, he's on it.
Okay,
sweet.
Surgical strike. Increase the resistance of energized membranes, armor coatings, armor hardeners, shield hardeners, and shield amplifiers by about 11%. This is the full rollback of the surgical strike resistance nerfs.
Hell yeah, brother.
Okay.
Wait, so it wasn't just the resistances. What else was the...
They nerfed the resistances, and then they increased the damage of T2 short-range ammo. So like Void.
So
rage rockets, rage missiles.
Void's going down?
No. All the ammo changes stay. It's just the resistance nerfs that they're rolling back.
Yeah, so it's all.
I thought this was usually
ammo. So they buffed Conflag, they buffed Void, they buffed Hail, and that's why that's why with Rev Navies with Conflag, you're doing so much damage up close because they buffed it.
Yeah, I like shit dying. So making this is we talked about this earlier when we were talking about the Logi. It's basically buffing the reps on Logi and increasing the tanks on most ships. I don't know if I thought we were in a happy place where you get in a fight and shit dies. Shit's gonna die.
Yeah.
This
ships exploding is good for the economy.
It may or may not. We'll have to see in effect, but I really hope this doesn't turn into a just wet noodle fight where you got people slapping each other and nobody fucking dies because the Logi, they're too tanky
shooting back
to die.
And forth, and then as soon as you get 5 lucky kills, the other team pulls off because they can't hold anymore. So they just fucking leave.
It's like, if people are broadcasting, respectively, you might not be able to break anybody. So it's you might not be able to kill anyone, but they can't kill you. And it's if it just turns. I hope this isn't them trying to bring back alpha meta. I'm fine with alpha, but I don't want it to be the only viable meta where you can't alpha that guy, you'll never kill him then. If they have a Logi win, you'll never kill him if you don't have alpha.
There's an easy solution, Drayden. You just need to come up with the beta meta.
What about a Sigma meta?
What about this? Try getting good.
Yeah, you could get good.
Have you tried hardening the fuck up?
Everyone's gonna burn their guns out because we aren't gonna kill this guy that's overheat guns. Make sure you don't burn them out. And everyone just overheats and forgets. And then
my guns are burnt out. What do?
Half your fleet burns their guns out.
So, you guys remember the Australian hardened the fuck up, right?
Australian hard to fuck up? That just sounds like
the
it's
original
called
one.
the Outback.
Oi, this is Dryden. He's whining because he can't kill things quickly. Harden the fuck up, Dryden.
Oi, mate.
You're gonna summon November here.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Actually, do you guys remember Z31 Bravo from FanFest?
Z31 Bravo.
He's Aussie. He did the leadership talk.
I don't think I talked to him.
He used to be in Horde. He's in Goons now. But that, if you've ever seen the Australian comic Harden the Fuck Up ones, like the actual original one, that guy reminds me of him so much. I've been trying to get him to do some Eve Harden the Fuck Up videos.
I don't know.
Here, let me find the OG and I'll drop it in show notes.
Okay. Yeah, like, I don't know. Again, with these changes, it's one thing to see it on paper; it's another to see it in practice. So we'll just have to wait and see what it's like. I'm just really hoping it doesn't turn into, in the past, because I remember the era where it was like alpha meta. Like it was like everything was alpha meta, because if you didn't alpha someone, you would never kill them. Like you could never break the tank once the tank got applied and like the reps got applied. So it was
once reps landed, that was it.
It was like you either alpha them or you catch someone sleeping and they didn't broadcast in time, and that's the only reason you killed them. But at that time, it's like you'd get these fights with 200 versus 300 or something, and the fight would go on for like an hour, and then people would go home, and at the end of the day, there was like 20 kill males. It's like, the fuck? That's boring as shit. I would rather, you have people slug it the fuck out, and like half of one fleet dies and a third of the other fleet dies. Like, that's way more fun.
I like the Harden the Fuck Up video in chat. This is where that whole thing comes from.
Yeah, don't worry, Jedi Saber, you're in there. But it's always good to check. It'll let you know. But I made sure you're in there. But yeah, it's I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Now, does the rep buff with this the reduction in the stacking penalties with the buffs, does that also apply to faxes too? Because that might make the fax game even stronger. Because I know that's the thing. Like you have these like tanked up battleships that go in with fax support, and it's already hard as fuck to kill them. But if the faxes don't have stack, well, I guess with battleships there's not that many faxes, so that probably doesn't. The stack up penalty doesn't really happen that much. But like in capital fights though, like fax reps matter a shitload in those. And the stacking penalty with fax reps was a big thing that actually made these capital fights where the capitals die. Is that going to change for that as well?
Yes, the stacking penalty for faxes is being upped. So it's, let me scroll up to where it is in the patch notes.
Being up. You mean the stacking penalty is being reduced?
Right, so that it's less severe of a penalty.
So capital deaths are going to go down. Fun.
Yes. So in the patch notes, they're showing the rep power diminishing returns as it's changing.
I don't like that. I am all for as many caps dying as possible, and this just makes killing caps even harder.
Well, remember though, in Dread Brawls, Dreads are in siege and can't get fax reps. So this is only going to apply to it's going to apply to Dread Bombing Supers, Dread Bombing Titans, and Titan v Titan fights.
Yeah, and
I know. And hold on, this was a big thing in M2 because Goons were fighting on their Keepstar. They were able to have their faxes on grid, and they were able to save Titans that weren't being Doomsday Alpha, that were just being gunshot with faxes.
Someone's mic is going? Whose mic is going?
No one's mic is going.
I don't think it's mine.
Anyways, it's bullshit. I don't like it.
His was going because it was
death to all capitals. Everything should die.
Yeah,
Whoa!
Now I'm wondering if this is because I know that I've heard a bunch of complaints in various places that people are saying that they're like supers and Titans just never get used because, well, one, Titans don't get used because the Ha removal from Ha Titans are gone. So you're not using Titans in situations where you could use Haws. So Titans are basically only anti-cap, which is rare that you're going to use Titans instead of Dreads for that. And then also super carriers are just like not really ever, like they are used. I'm not saying they're never used, but like they're rarely used in any kind of large scale anything. Unless it's like guaranteed safe to like shoot a structure and like there's not going to be any resistance, and then you just drop a bunch of supers to just speed it up. But
disagree with you on that.
Are you sure? Okay.
Well, yeah, and the reason why I say that is fighter controls in tie-dye are absolute ass.
Okay, I don't have a
super,
so I would know.
It's nowhere near as bad with a gunship as it is with fighters. Trust me, I've tried to do carriers in tie-dye and it's just fucking awful.
Okay, I didn't know that. Well, I'm just showing. But I think that a lot of times they aren't used because of the fax nerfs. They died easier, and therefore it's less. I don't know, like less of a thing where like people are willing to put those on the line when you could just put a bunch of dreads that are like. I mean, you could put. I mean, what is it? It's like you could put, 7 or 8 dreads on the field for the same price as one super, and 7 or 8 dreads is gonna do way more than one super. So why use a super? Especially when it could die faster and stuff like that. So I don't know. I wonder if this is like maybe a thing to appease the people that are complaining about the fact that supers and Titans aren't used enough, and like maybe this makes them more usable because they're more reppable. That's a guess. I'm hypothetical, so I don't
why
know.
not make them more powerful then, like more
why not
DPS?
just give them more damage?
So let's go on that track.
Mhm.
The issue with super carriers right now in normal fights is long range fighters and short range fighters don't apply to subs at all. And so unless you're counter dropping, say, a dread bomb, you can't use them. They can't defend themselves very well. So say you're in a super carrier and you're dropping with a couple super carriers. Oh, they're super carriers on, say, a Kiki fleet. You can't apply to them with jack shit. So there's no reason to use them versus, say, drop in a couple hod dreads. But what CCP has indicated is they want to revamp the capital escalation meta. That was a big thing they mentioned at multiple presentations at FanFest of the capital escalation, that's carriers, super carriers, and Titans, is something they want to fix over the rest of this year once the expansion comes out. So one of the things they did do, and I know I'm getting a little ahead of the patch notes, is the SSF fighters are heavily nerfed against non-drones and fighters.
What's SSF?
Which space superiority fighters.
Space
so
superiority.
Equites, Grams, and I don't remember the other two. But you use them for killing fighters and drones. You could also use them for killing small shit because they actually applied really well. But now you can't anymore. But CCP has said that, and they've said this at FanFest a couple times, they did this nerf because they want to put carriers in the position where they can buff actual fighters later this year.
Hmm.
So I think the big thing that would help is just regular fighters and long range heavy fighters need a application buff. They don't need a damage buff. The damage is okay. They just need an application where, like, say, light fighters can track most small things like destroyer and above that aren't like going for max speed, where they can keep up and kill. And then long range fighters should be able to track most things at like 100. That's my opinion anyway.
I'm gonna just reel again. I think there's been a few more people show up. There's a giveaway for 100 plex exclamation point ticket to enter if you're not entered already, and I will draw that here in about a minute. Ticket, not tickets. Exclamation point ticket.
If I was in charge of how I would do carriers and super carriers, is I would change regular carriers to be more of a support ship, i.e., they get 3 support tubes. They get 3 fighter tubes. They can launch 1 light fighter group and up to 3 support fighter groups. And then they are good for pointing, webbing, and applying EW with their fighters with some self-defense capability. And where super carriers are the DPS version, where yes, you get a lot of DPS with fighters, but they're still defangable. And that's the trade-off that you go with a carrier versus a dread, or a super carrier versus a titan, where a super carrier may have more practical applied DPS against subs with fighters, of the trade-off of them being defangable. And I'd even be okay with maybe buffing fighters' application and damage, but reducing their HP, but also maybe giving super carriers a module to increase fighter HP.
What I'm wondering, because like also, I mean, this is, you know, in very large capital and super capital fights. Don't super carriers have quite a bit of E-war, like burst things as well?
You can use the burst jammers, yeah.
Is it just the burst jammer? I thought they had other ones as
no,
well.
I misspoke. Yeah, there's different. I'm forgetting the exact term, but yeah, there's like web, ECM.
Yeah, because like, now I don't
Warp
know
disrupt.
how. Like again, like I don't fly. I've never had really any interest in flying supers. They're too expensive and they're rarely used. So I'm like, I don't want to spend that much ISK on something that I might use once a year if I'm lucky. So I've just never even bothered training into those. But I know they have their place. But how effective is how effective is the E-war from the supers, or is it just kind of?
You got to be good at aiming it, and it really depends, honestly.
So negligible.
It can be useful.
It's the same way you aim at Doomsday. It's dots and lines.
Some people.
And I know there's people that are going to
it's-
hate me for saying this, but dots and lines is actually practical advice.
Yeah, I don't think that the aiming is difficult.
Dude,
I've had a lot of practice.
I've completely, utterly missed a lance that was being live streamed against Test. Like the first week I had my Titan. Like an epically fail mess.
Did you talk shit before you shot it though?
A little.
Yeah, that's the
So
best.
what I always
tell
tell
people,
people,
oh, fuck you, get wrecked, son, and then you shoot, and you're like, oh.
Structures made it
just
so
alt
that
F4 out of it. Just alt F4 at that point. Just like they've left the chat. It's fine.
Structures made it so that you can actually practice with that mechanic pretty easily. You just have to have roles to take command of a structure that has one fit, because structures also get their own version of those modules, and the aiming for them works the exact same way.
He missed he missed the first 2 giveaways, and then the one he finally gets into, he wins. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Rigged.
Yeah, definitely.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, Jedi exclamation point IGN if you have entered, if you have that. Otherwise, I need an in-game name to contract the Bucks too.
But along that front, though, Titans should get Haas back. But if they were to just check the button to allow Haas again, it would be kind of broken. And the reason why is because of how the tracking's calculated. The sheer size of the Titan model basically breaks Haas tracking. Because I was talking to Sutoni about this, and of course trying to lobby to get him back. And that was one of the reasons he said why in the current form they won't come back is if you're in a normal ship and you orbit a Titan at 0, you're 20 km from where the game calculates tracking, because it calculates tracking from the center of the model, which if you're orbiting a Titan at 0 basically puts the ship at 20k. So you're not getting a gun that's intended to track battleships can track anything at 20, even say like an afterburning scimitar. So yes, Titan should get Haas back, but CC
they need to fix it still.
Yeah, the way how I would do it is you basically make a separate Titan Haw gun where if you fit a full rack of them, they do about 5,000 DPS, but they have nerfed tracking compared to the Dread version, so that it's similar tracking to the Dread, but more damage. And so because it's got nerfed tracking, it's similar tracking when you're at 0 to the model, it's about similar tracking. So say a scimitar, A being orbit at 1,000, you couldn't hit. But say like battleships, you could hit. A scimitar that's orbiting with an AB at like 30 or 40, you could possibly hit.
I'd give Jedi another minute, then
Yeah,
reroll.
I was like, Jedi Saber. He has whispers turned off, so I can't whisper him. Jedi Saber. If you're there, you won. I need your in-game name.
But you gotta, give us your in-game name. Otherwise,
Yeah,
reroll.
I'll give you like a minute or two, and then I'm gonna re-roll another name. But yeah, I need someone to contract this stuff too, or else I'm gonna draw another.
It's chilly in this glacier. I'm gonna put my hood up.
Okay. Titans and supercarriers got a little balance pass. Increase the damage of a single target Titan Doomsday weapon from 2.4 to 2.4 million from 2 million.
So with max skills, that means it does, I think, 10 million damage.
What?
Yep.
Increase that much?
Yep. The reason why they buffed it is because of Navy Dreads.
So you can still one-shot a Navy Dread then?
Yes, that's what they want, and that's a good balance for DDs. Is where they should be able to one-shot a carrier or a dreadnought.
Unless they've got the capital emergency hull thingy.
Now I forget, like when it dreads in siege, that doesn't give you any like defense bonuses, right? It's just damage bonuses.
It gives you a rep bonus.
Right, but not
Local
an inherent,
rep.
not an inherent like tank bonus though.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Navy Dreads have a bit of a bonus to health, but probably not like massively significant. But I mean, like what? I should know this, but like I mean, like I have a Rev Navy. It's probably like what 2 or 3 million EHP.
Great, I think you should reroll.
No, a Navy Dread is 7 or 8 million, I think. A normal Dread's like 4 or 5.
Really? I'm gonna log in. Hold on.
Well, remember too, the other thing is with the Titan, sure, that base damage is not that much, but you have to include the fact that there's
resist.
Titan skill that boosts damage. You have the Doomsday skill that boosts damage. And now there's the new skill that boosts damage. So every Titan pilot is going to have to train this advanced Doomsday operation skill. So yeah, it's a lot of work for that extra damage.
Okay. Real quick, Jedi Saber, you won. you won it. Needs your in-game name though. If you have the exclamation point IGN thing, we have that on this channel, so you can do that, or just tell me your in-game name to contract the Plex Stoop. But yeah, but I mean, sweet.
Oh, he's literally Jedi Saber.
I mean, you never know. Like, there's always differences. But yeah, so I'll get the contract up here in a minute, Jedi Saber. But the I mean, even with the EHP and the resist bonuses and stuff like that, I mean, like there's no dread that's gonna have 10 million EHP. Like, I highly doubt it.
Right, so, and again, that's the whole thing.
A Doomsday is just gonna one shot. I thought I remember back in the day when Doomsdays would not want, like sometimes they'd shoot a carrier and it would be like almost dead, like maybe even into structure, but not quite dead if it was tanked up like a fucking brick. Maybe that was when they went to now when carriers go into what was that fucking mode?
Triage does not give extra HP.
It doesn't. Okay.
As well.
Yeah. I thought I remember like seeing some fights in the past, but maybe that was back with different times of like stuff. But I remember there would be times you'd see like in the videos like a Titan would Doomsday a carrier and it wouldn't die. And then it would get Doomsday again, and then like it wouldn't look like it died, but then like a minute later it would die because of the tie-dye. But maybe the first one did kill it and it just took that long. But I don't know.
Back in my day, you fired a Doomsday and it killed everything on grid.
Want to buy, actually, I just want to make the Boson great again.
I mean, I'm honestly fine with Doomsdays one-shotting like smaller capitals because like that's the whole point of a Doomsday, right? It's like you're not using a Doomsday on a battleship, you're using a Doomsday on like that is a capital killer weapon that is meant to like that's the fucking Death Star laser, right? You're killing.
You know, I wonder how is Doomsday ratting viable these days with BFG?
The boson?
No.
I don't think boson rating is a thing anymore.
The reason why it's not viable is the sig radius on the boson is so high, it just doesn't do any damage to subs.
Oh, I thought it was because they like changed.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I thought it was like they changed the position of like where the rats respawn, so they don't just spawn in the same spot and just get hit and hit and hit. It's like you might hit the first group, and then
they
the
warp
next group,
in now.
Yeah, the next group warps in, and so like half your boson is just wasted when they're invulnerable.
There wasn't a good there was a suggestion that I talked to CCP about to buff the signature radius of rats in anoms, so that Super Titan ratting would be viable. But apparently that breaks like the ADMs, so there's no way they can do that. Yeah, I don't remember which dev it was, but apparently how the ADM calculates the military index is all based on the signature radius of the rats for that calculation, so it would just break.
Neat. Anyways,
art.
Fucking. You want to go skip right to art? That sounds good.
Nope, you
5
missed one
T1
other
cruisers.
Hold on,
no
you
one
missed
cares.
one other thing too.
No one cares.
The plate bonuses to supers and titans. So
increase the Titan armor plate and shield extender roll bonus from to 500 from 300%.
400 from 200. Wait, oh.
Yeah, that's for
essentially
Titans.
Titans and supers are going to have double EHP. Double EHP. With the
Wait, no, Titans are 500 to 300, or 500 from 300, and supers are 400 from 200.
Remember, you also have the surgical strike resist rollbacks. So when
Cool.
you count the
so they'll just never
diminishing returns are less aggressive. So like these things, I will never die.
They'll never. Yeah, like I promise, I will never die.
Which is why I'm not a huge fan of them, because like at least with the Titans, it's all changes that are only going to matter in big Titan v Titan fights.
I mean, did Titans need a bonus to health? Like they were already as tanky as a fucking.
No, they didn't. And I see
he's
thinking of we want people to put more Titans on the grid and maybe do drive-by Doomsdays, but
they didn't need the tank bonus, they didn't need the surgical strike bonus, and they didn't need the rep bonuses from Faxes. But so yeah, they'll just never. The
surgical strike bonus needed to be rolled back.
I don't.
But if it was up to me, if they didn't want to do Haas and they wanted drive-by Doomsday to be viable, then they should have added a skill that reduces the immobility time, so cuts it down from 30 seconds, and then cuts down that 5-minute timer that you can't jump, cloak, tether, or dock.
If you're gonna drive by in a Titan, you gotta like that. That's not a pussy maneuver. You gotta have some balls. You gotta like put your shit on the table, and if you get caught, then you're just gonna die. So I don't think that you should be able to drive by, get caught, and be like, ho, and just warp the fuck out or get out anyway, and like just never die. So it's kind of like the whole point of a drive-by Titan Doomsday is that you drive by, you shoot them, and you get the fuck out. If you get caught in the drive, if you do a drive-by and then you like crash into a fucking light pole down the curb, like down the block, and then homies in the street come, like you're dead. Like, I don't know why I brought this to like gang analogies, but hey, there it is.
I like it.
Yeah. Like you're fucking dead. Like you gotta have a smooth getaway, and if you don't, then that's it. I don't think that this needed to happen, but I don't know.
Can I throw an interesting thing? I want to hear Vlad's take on this, because I've been having some arguments back and forth over the damn rupture change, because it's
that's like 4 pages back.
Yeah, we gotta.
I know, and you guys were not pulling me in.
Well, we've changed some stuff up. We're trying.
The only reason it's we're over 2 hours in at this point. That's why I did the drag now.
Well, I was going to ask the question for Vlad because I'm a little frustrated because the way they've done this change on that, the rupture, the way they're going to change this is actually going to affect the ship in a negative way. Because I'm looking at it and I've been playing with some fits. And it's like, well, the rupture's going to, the rupture can actually out DPS the stabber in certain situations. But the problem is the rupture has a problem where it can't reach out and hit targets at a really long targeting range, but its weapons can't get to that range. Whereas the stabber, if you start locking somebody, I can just move in and out and punch you however much I want. And it seems like
So when
the
you
way
say
they're
that,
balancing.
are you looking at like say artillery with EMP versus ACs with
Oh,
barrage?
all of them, all of them. So like I'll put comparison rupture with ACs, stabber with ACs, rupture with artillery, stabber with artillery. And the stabber, if I was going against a target, I can lock you, I can shoot you. Rupture, I've got a longer range, but not only I have a slower lock time, my guns cannot reach to that range.
We got the tracking
Stabber, I
points.
can instantly apply to you. I've got you all within my entire coverage range.
So what type of range are you getting with barrage on a stabber?
What's up here? Just pulling up.
And
I
is
don't
that
my list.
425s or 220s?
Well, if you're doing 425s, they'll be good for big shifts, but they're going to be crispy for anything else.
Yeah, I would think 220s
But yeah,
would kind of be your standard.
nah. But the problem is they'll miss certain targets at certain speeds. Will miss all the time.
Right, that's why I would think like 220s would be standard for a stabber.
Yeah. Okay, like a stabber, you can go about 33 kilometer. Your targeting range is like 59. But if you had like an artillery, but the problem is with the artillery fits, like if you do let's say, just put a 720 in, but you can do 650s because they fit pretty well.
650s have better tracking too, right?
Yes.
But
You can
worse range.
go. Yeah, like you can put with a 720, you can put it straight to your optimal at 54. Your targeting's at 59 maximum.
Well, hold on. We're like 2.5 hours in. We gotta move on to the art. Gotta hit the art section. We're getting there.
Artsy
We're almost
fartsy.
there. We got this last section.
Okay.
Art.
Art.
5 T1 cruisers and their 11 variants have been graphically redesigned.
And they look
the Mauler.
The Mauler looks good. Have you seen the Sacrilege?
No.
The new Sacrilege. I mean, like I saw. I mean, I know there's pictures out there. I don't know. I don't have them here to bring them
Stop
up.
the shot, guys. Someone says I need 2 shots.
Oh.
I don't need 2. I'm still.
No, you need 2.
Next week is going to be a challenge for me.
Oh, why did I? Wow, that's okay. Well, I poured myself 2 because that's almost overflowing. That came out fast.
There is also some
like that.
But so with the previous art and then the new art version they showed of a bunch of these cruisers, a lot of them look really good. But the Sacrilege that's a sexy sack. Like, I mean.
There is going to be one discussion though that will probably come up when the patch comes in. There has been raised a question about compensation for changes to the hull and skins. Because this did happen before when they first started changing over to the new ship hulls, particularly like the Rifter, when they first did it. Because there's some really nice skins that were designed. And when they changed some of these hulls, you've probably, like if you've used the Skinner system, you've balanced everything to that ship hull specific to the way it's designed. And now CCP has completely revamped the hull from underneath you.
Right.
That is a question that's being raised because, we're spending actual money.
Well, this is me. Is it me? Am I all
So-
fucked up, or is Millet?
Oh no,
You
no,
sound
I'm talking to
I
Street
can hear
Corner
you.
Becky. No, he was saying that Street Corner Becky was talking about he's drinking. He went cheap at drinking Four Locos. I'm like, that's value per dollar. You're fucked up on less than $10. I was talking to I was talking to Street Corner Becky there.
Mm. But yeah, we're waiting to see what happens with it. Some people are not happy with the changes per se. There's some people who really like the old design. There's some things like they feel like they're just adding little beep boop, little additions that seem a little too much, but oh well, they can do what they want to do. But the skin situation is one that's very, very interesting
So,
because
I'm gonna be honest. My instinctual response to that is to not think it's interesting and instead to think that it's incredibly silly. Like
Mm,
because of what that concern implies. That concern implies that because I've gone out and I've spent the money to design a skin to my perfect, liking on this particular hull, now I expect CCP to never, ever, 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 ever change anything about that hull design. I think that is
mm.
a completely absurd and asinine and laughable thing to care, like to assert that. So I think it's a silly thing to be upset about.
Well, but when you're actually paying Flex to do so,
You paying
that
Plex
becomes
to
a
do, and I'm saying this as someone who's blown money on Plex for
yeah, I know, I
designing
understand.
stuff for Skinner. Like that, me spending money on that does not give me the right to be upset, or does not make it
Mm,
reasonable for me to be upset when CCP changes their whole design, because
mm,
what that means, the logical conclusion is that therefore anyone upset about that expects CCP to never change any of their hulls ever again, and that's stupid.
mm. Well,
No,
or
and that's
the
just not
thing.
the ship model either. That's like balancing issues too, like removing a turret from a ship, for example. Like if you've
Mm,
paid ISK, which can be interpreted as Plex, to buy a certain amount of ships because they have a certain fitting, and then they go and rebalance it, and it loses a turret, or it loses power grid, or it loses CPU, or
mm.
whatever, and now it's no longer viable on the way that you formerly used it. Are we supposed to be upset about that as well? Are we supposed to say like, well, that cost
Yeah,
me
Well,
that's a
Plex,
good
and
well,
you
but the other
analogy.
shouldn't
thing.
you shouldn't do that either?
Well, then why would I want to integrate with a material that they've worked tons of dev time with Skinner when they can change, you know, any of the ships that we've, put stuff to? So why would we have incentive to go use the Skinner system that they've worked a lot of time and dev time into?
Well, the
Because
flip
if
side
we're
is I would be like, "Oh, cool, they came out with a new home. Let me go and take
mm,
a look at what fun things I can do with this. They just gave me a new
mm,
canvas to paint on."
true, but for people who put, money on those canvases plus their whole market system they've got in the game centered around that, I could understand if they did like a reset. Oh, well, we changed the ship a bit because there's gonna be points and there's gonna be
Well,
things moved all over the place. You could do a
so here,
reset, but
do you
that's
think it's
another issue too.
reasonable to expect CCP to never change anything about their whole designs?
They'll change everything, but I think for
That's
me,
not
my
well,
my issue is this: is that there's sometimes changes that I think are a little overboard, but others I'm like, okay, well, we're getting a new tech, we're getting a new storyline, ship upgrade system is, looking a certain way, but change for change sake can be a
that,
problem of
that,
its own type.
that's going way into the weeds in a way that I think is bluntly not super relevant. Do you think it's reasonable to expect CCP to never change their whole designs?
I mean, they've done a whole thing when they
It's
did
a
the
yes.
entire changeover.
It's a yes or no though. Like, do you think that's a reasonable thing to say that CCP should never change their whole designs?
Well, as in packets or in as a whole set at one time.
Is it reasonable for CCP to change ship hull designs? To expect CCP to never change their ship hull designs? It's like super simple question, yes or no.
I mean, there's different ways to answer that. I'm just being honest here because
Right,
I
there's
don't
they
yes
think
and
can do
there's
whatever
no.
they want.
there's
Because there's
literally there's two.
There's two
This
different
is
ways.
no, just listen what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I have been.
If you
I've been listening to you
okay,
dodge the question. It's very straightforward and
okay.
simple, and you're complicating it unnecessarily. Is it reasonable to expect CCP to never change the art design of their ships?
No, they should, because if you look at the ships from like 10, 15 years ago compared to now,
Mm,
ugh.
Yeah, like
Like,
that is yeah,
ugh.
mm,
Brother,
a question that is like framed to be like silly easy to answer. No, it's completely unreasonable to expect CCP to never ever
mm,
change the look of their ships. Like that's just
mm.
unreasonable thing to think.
But if you're going to tie monetary systems
There's
to
monetary systems
tinkering with
tied
those
to
ships,
everything about this game. So, like,
Yeah,
I
I
remember
understand
back in the
that.
days of Ishtar's Online, if you went out and bought a Vexor BPO and you researched it and you started pumping out Ishtars, and all of a sudden they nerfed the Ishtar, you've spent ISK on that. You've spent time on that. That can all be translated back into Plex. It's the same thing with Skinner. You've spent time, you've spent Plex on making a skin for a hull. Now they've changed the hull.
Mhm.
You can either apply that skin to the hull as it is, and maybe it doesn't look as good as it should, or you can redo it. But that's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Like
Sometimes the
Okay.
hulls change, and sometimes the hulls don't. Sometimes the Ishtar is nerfed, and sometimes it isn't.
like
It's just
That
the
would
way
also
this isn't an
it
issue that
is.
I can treat seriously, to be completely frank.
I don't know
Like
if I just heard a cat or
yeah.
a child. But
Well,
I
that
heard
means that
something.
then the idea that they were thinking about making it where players could be ship artists becomes very much invalid
I
because they can't
How so?
they well because
what's up, Araya?
if they cannot get a general thing like
Oh,
okay if
Araya,
you were gonna
we're
do
not talking about blockchain.
No,
God,
no, no. We're not talking about blockchain. We're talking
okay,
about
no,
we're talking about
no,
like
no, 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 no,
God,
that's
don't open that can of
design. We're
worms.
talking about design of
yeah, no.
ship designs in congruence with the Skinner thing. Like if they change a look of a ship that you've made Skinner designs for, and then that might change the Skinner design that you designed, and now you've spent Plex on something that made it now not look the same. That's
If someone loved the way that Gita 4.4 used to look before they changed, they were just absolutely in love with how that looked, and they pay to play this game. But oh my god, I hate the way that Gita 4.4 looks now. Oh, game broken. CCP bad.
I'm wondering how much it would honestly change,
Well,
because like a lot of the changes they made to these cruisers are not like massive changes. They're more just like it's just more detailed. The shape of the ship is generally the same, and most
well,
of this,
like the side is going to be almost completely different.
but the
The
detail
side is
like
completely different now.
is it?
Yes, it's completely different from the baseline hull, and so a lot of skins that are designed for the original 5 are not going to be very matched up unless CCP has gone way overboard
I
to
don't know
make
how they
sure
would
every
fix
single one
that,
of
because
those.
I mean, like, if you change the shape of the ship, then it's going to change the bitmap, which is basically
Yeah,
I
that was
don't know if
the
it's a
same problem they
bitmap, but
had.
like the bitmap-esque type of thing that the skin is, so it's going to change where it applies. But I can see it changing
That's
the look of the ship. But
yeah, that's why the Rifter, when the Rifter was changed over, which also included all the AT ship hulls,
but I mean, like
that changed a lot of skins. That some of them were very famous skins.
in now this is me. I don't know if I was saying like devil's advocate, because I kind of agree with this. Other games do the same thing. I know I always bring this to League of Legends sometimes, but like League of Legends, there's skins in that game for various champions. You buy a skin. They redesign. They do a character redesign, sometimes art redesigns of characters, champions in that game, fairly often. And when they do, they'll redesign like all the whole skin lines of all the different skins for that champion. So maybe you buy a skin, you're like, oh, the skin looks cool for this champion, and then they redesign the artwork of the champion, and they redesign all the skins, and now the skin that you bought now looks different, and maybe you don't like it anymore. Well, you have that skin. Maybe you don't like it anymore, and you liked the one before, but like you already bought the skin, and they're not going to reimburse you for it. So it's kind of the same thing here, where it's like, yeah, you spent some money on this thing back when you liked it, but we did change it, and like you can't expect us to never change the artwork in our game ever. And if we do change it, sometimes you just have to be like, well, shit, maybe you don't like it anymore, but you liked it when you had it. I guess my point is like, you don't necessarily have the privilege of. CCP has the privilege, I guess, to redesign
they
their
can change
stuff,
stuff if they want
and
to.
they don't need your consent for it.
So to build off of what you were saying there, like Drakenoff said, if I purchased a skin from CCP and it looked like crap when they redesigned the hull, I would be upset. And I think that I get where he's coming from. My response to him in chat was, what if you think it looks like crap, but someone else likes it even more because of that change? How can CCP be reasonably expected to accommodate for the variation in people's artistic preferences? And in my
Well,
mind, they can't.
Well, but if you have somebody who's gotten experience with both types of skins and they have a variable, it's kind of like remastering something and somebody's never had the original. Now, honestly, true, there's going to be upgrades, etc. But that's one of the problems is like when we're dealing with like the thorax. The thorax is asymmetrical as it is right now. So any skins that are centered on it are going to be asymmetrical. So when you change to this new body, it's going to shift most of those points over. And so it's going to mess up all those skins. You're going to have, but there's also other skins that CCP themselves have made that are now going to be completely all messed up. That was the same problem they had with the Rifter because everything was built to that older design. But when they did the newer design, they crunched the ship in, and a lot of the extra baubles that they added that move and operate got rid of a lot of the design capabilities.
I want it to change
So
over time. When they change the hull, it gives me a new canvas that I'm going to go back and look at what I can make for a new thing for that.
I
And
mean
if
that's
some of
that's
my
okay
skins
with
that I've
this.
made for something like I don't like, oh well, too bad. Like cost of doing business. Like that. This is something that baffles me that we're spending this much time on it. To be very frank, I'll leave it at that.
Well, we'll see how it goes, but it is a concern that it may disincentivize Skinner usage, but we'll
I
see.
disagree.
I think it disincentivizes people that don't. I think this is more of a mindset issue, frankly.
Yeah,
Like
well, the
I
thing is,
don't
like, I
think
mean,
this
how
is a
often do they
CCP
redesign the
problem.
look of ships? Not that
Yeah.
often. And even if when they do, which I would say maybe they redesign ships once every year or two, but when they do, it's not even all the ships; it's a handful of ships. And so the chances that if you design a Skinner design for a ship, the chances that that ship within the next 6 months to a couple of years is going to get changed is remotely small. And so I don't think that it would disincentivize me from using Skinner. And honestly, if they
Yeah.
change the ship, I'd be like, well, let me see what the skin looks like on this new one. And it probably, I doubt that they change that much. I mean, if you were going for like a very specific exact look, maybe it would change it enough to like, it's not quite the same. But like,
Well,
I feel like if you're going for like a generic, like a certain pattern thing, like it's probably gonna be similar enough that you probably wouldn't notice too much.
I
I'm
think
not saying
some
there's
of
no
this is
difference.
also
Falcons, I'm not saying there's no difference. I'm just saying like you'd have to look and see what the difference would be because maybe it's not that much of a difference, but
Oh, you're gonna like with
yeah.
some of the ships, you will
I think
see some very distinct differences.
I
Even
think
how the
some of this
weapons
is a
do.
little bit of overwearing in advance. Although I hear everything you're saying. I think part of this is going to like in the long run end up working itself out with time. And like, because for example, say you design a skin, 2 weeks later, CCP changes the hull. I can understand more like being a little bit frustrated by that, but that's just unluckiness with timing.
yeah.
But if you design a skin and you've been selling it, and then 2 years later CCP changes it, oh shucks, I made my money off of it. Let me go see what I can design new that looks better.
Well, that's if you're selling it. I can understand for people that I'm just gonna
Mhm.
design the skin because I want to use it, and I'm not selling this. I'm just like I'm
Even
making
if
it
I
for
got
me.
to use it for 2 years though, like that's my point more
Yeah,
was on the time.
yeah,
Like
and then
you've gotten 2 years out of it, suck it up. If you're upset about that,
yeah,
you're being a
and like
crybaby.
ultimately it comes all the way
Well,
back to the original argument of like
mm,
as the game goes on and as graphics and things change, like you can't expect a game company to never improve the graphics or to never change the models of their in-game stuff. Like they do change. I mean, any game that goes on, it's one thing for like, you know, a game that's like it comes out and it is what it is, and then after like, you know, 4 or 5 years, people like the player base like drops down. That's a different thing. Mm-hmm. But like when it comes to MMOs and games that are just continual for you know, on and on and on and on, the models for the characters or the ships or the vehicles or whatever it is in the game, like those do change because graphics improve and they want to make them look better, sleeker, change the look of them. And it's like you can't, and the way that, and I understand, like when you make a skin, you spend money on skin, or like I like the way this looks, and then if they change it, maybe you don't like the way it looks again, but it's like you can't expect them to never change anything ever. I mean, I think that's an unrealistic expectation.
Exactly.
Let me just say this could not possibly disincentivize me from using Skinner any more than I already have been disincentivized to use it. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, because you're not using it.
I'm not using it at all. No.
But you got my free skin.
I've used a few.
Thank you. Audio.
And I have decided I will each time. So that skin that I made for the Thrasher Fleet issue, I didn't save it. So the first run of skins I've got from that, which I've only got like 1 or 2 licenses to give out, they will be done for. And I've decided that's going to be the theme that I'm going to do each time we do like a new, you know, fit for our roams. I'll make like 8 or 10 of them, and then I won't save it. So once they're gone, that's it. I'm going to do them limited editions. Open Comms exclusives is the skin line.
Hot.
Nice. Audio. They made some audio changes. Updated audio for ship effects. Eve does have sound. Improved audio for the following ship modules.
Save your life.
Improved audio for armor repair and remote armor repair. Hull repair and remote hull repair. I don't know who uses those, but there's been a new effect added.
I didn't know that those
they didn't have audio before, but now there's a new effect added for the hull repairs. Shield boosters and remote shield boosters, armor hardeners, shield hardeners.
You know you're getting.
What do they sound like?
Now the armor and shield hardeners did have a sound, but you had to zoom in really close for it to hear it. It's kind of like wow.
And then yeah. And then module sounds now play, loop, and stop correctly based on usage. That's nice because like I don't know how many times I've used a module and then the sound effect has just kept on trucking even though I have turned it off. Fixed issues with sound effects attenuation. Well, they're fixing it on Tuesday. Fixed issues with SFX attenuation during camera zoom. Remote module system improved to accommodate better audio integration. Increased variation on repeating sounds. There you go. And that is the end of the. What's this fucking patch called? Legion patch notes.
Yeah.
Now you
expansion notes.
You take that back array. Remote hull reps, you wait. There'll be a day when remote hull tanking with hull reps.
Whispers, why? Why?
No, because it'll be a thing. I want hull reps to be a thing. I want hull tank to be cool.
Yeah. Brutix Navy issue fleet.
You want
with
to
hull
make
reppers.
hull tank great again?
Just like it. Dude, remote. I do
Drayden,
like it.
Drayden, run for CSM this year on the platform of make.
I'm already on the
great
platform.
Again.
Did you not look at Steve's post?
No,
he's on the edit. He's on the edit fucking block.
Well, yeah, but okay, but you
I'm on the Imperium docket, dude.
You're but you need to develop your political platform if you're gonna win.
I'll run on
You're teed up. You're teed up. Now you got to knock it out of the fucking park, man.
I'll run on the whole rep docket. The whole rep
hell yeah
platform.
Make whole reps great again.
No, I don't want to do that. I just want to make whole reps. They were never good to begin with. I just want to make whole reps good to begin with. That's my slogan.
That's a good slogan. Make whole reps good to begin with.
Make whole reps good to begin with.
We'll start printing hats
and annex shield reps.
Nah, shield reps can go. Shield reps can heck themselves.
Bring back surgical strike even harder.
Yeah, bring back surgical strike even harder on everything except the hull resists.
I need my squirt bottle so I can squirt LB for saying that.
What about hull?
I'm gonna treat it like a cat.
What about
LB feels no water.
Hull resistance plating? Like What if you could put like a damage control unit on and a whole one?
Well, you
whole
can already
resistance
do
plating?
with Abyssal. You can already put it to like 84% in certain situations.
No,
75
but what?
normally.
But what about? Yeah, but that's expensive. But what if you do like put like a T2 DCU, and then also a T2 HR P.
I mean, you've already you've already got people
plating,
that,
whole resistance
Yeah.
HRE, whole
Well-
resistance energizing thing.
well, then
Dude,
you're gonna have some issues with the bulkhead issues because the people are just gonna do bulkheads and the rigs for that, and then
Okay.
that's gonna mean a rebalancing of all the ships again in a different direction.
Nope. It's gonna be the reign of a hull tank. Get wrecked.
Hell yeah.
Get wrecked shield. Get wrecked armor.
Hell yeah.
Y'all suck. Whole domination.
Remember honor tanking?
somebody-
Caldari supremacy.
Oh, wait until somebody asks for DDs, and you won't like that.
Nope.
That'll be the
Stack
next
damage
thing.
controls. How's that? Let's fit more than one damage control.
Well, but actually, armor ships have one huge advantage. So if you've got ships that have armor resist, like MR, they can actually stack both the DCU, which also increases all the other stats, plus not only that, you could put armor resist, energized or normal. You can actually stick that pretty high up. I mean, they already have advantage. Plus, then you can do whatever hardener you want to add on to that mess. So, I mean, it's just going to be a death by 1,000 paper cut situation.
Hell yeah.
Now, if you got Galente hulls are going to have the fun because they got the armor rep speed, but then you have to outset their capacitors.
Give them whole rep
That's
speed.
the main problem for them. Well, the problem will be speed of that, but they don't give you enough HP right at the moment either.
Double the HP.
Yeah, well, if we do that, that's going to mean...
I'll plug any hole you
gonna have
come
to
up
put-
with on the CSM.
Well, that's the thing, though. Is because
I was like, "Ooh, Drayden!
Dude,
I got
Yeah.
a big hole
Well, but-
here behind me."
Dude, I am the Dutch
Yeah.
boy fucking candidate for you. Let's go.
Well, let's see how it
Fingers
goes.
in the dike.
Because,
And he ain't talking about the dams.
Yeah. Nice.
because then someone's going to ask for certain things. But I think the thing will be is if they'll do weapons, how the weapons do. Because right now it's only armor and shield effects. If that happens, it's going to be interesting. Because there'll be weapons that'll directly
buff damage.
Well, yeah. Well, if you actually look at any weapon right now, they have armor and shield only sets, and it's a flat damage against hull that's only offset by resist. So if they do go that, then probably they'll start doing flat. They'll add a stat, so certain weapons will start punching harder through hull offset.
Sounds like we need more cowbell.
But
We used to have
it'd be
cowbell.
interesting to check.
When I go
So, since it's the after show,
Oh shit.
who all's going to Seattle?
Me.
Oh,
I bought my
yeah,
plane ticket
Seattle.
today, actually.
Maybe.
Nice.
No.
Maybe. I don't know.
Blah,
I
blah,
will
blah.
not be
I
there.
mean, LB.
Hmm?
But
The
like,
only way I could pull it off is if I roomed with I should split a room with someone,
I'll split
and
it with you.
that's. I'll have to look into flights.
You got
last time I
hotel. You
looked,
got
they
hotel
looked bad.
discounts. I'll split it with you for hotel discount.
What are the dates again?
8th through the 10th. I'm going there from the 7th to the 10th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going there. I'm flying out Sunday. I'm coming in Sunday morning, or Thursday morning, and leaving Sunday evening.
What part of Seattle is this going to be
It's
in?
gonna
Like,
be
where
like
should I look at?
downtownish.
Okay.
But like flights go to SeaTac, and then hotels are downtown or Capitol Hill are probably the best options for like if you want to.
And this is August 7th to 10th is when you're there?
8th to 10th is the official dates. I'm 7th to 10th is when I'm going, but Thursday to Sunday.
I'm literally running the search for my hotel discount right now.
Hell yeah!
I don't think I found anything because I think I looked.
I was looking at most of the hotels down there are like the cheap ones are like yee. And then the ones who are like, oh, that's a nice place. Like that's like $230 a night.
Yeah,
But it's
my-
3
my
nights,
di-
so I'm like, it's 3 nights.
My
so
discount
it's,
is not available this late.
Yeah,
I can get a room for $115 a night, but it's not downtown.
Is that like SeaTac? You don't want to stay there.
No, it's Hilton Garden Inn, Seattle, Bothell.
Oh, Bob. Yeah, that's a long ways. I mean, like, you could get on the light rail every day, and like that's the nice thing. The light rail is your bread and butter. Ubers in Seattle are fairly cheap if you're going short ranges. It's like $15 per Uber. But the thing is, like, the light rail is like $4, $5 tops, and you can go literally the whole distance of the whole light rail from like SeaTac all the way up to like Linwood. But so like Bothell though is, it's like, do you really want to walk like 4 or 5 blocks and then get on a subway for like 10 minutes every time you need to go somewhere? No. I don't.
No, not
so
for a meetup.
That's what I'm like. I'm gonna do.
I
Like,
would...
downtown is like the Capitol Hill and downtown are like right next to each other, and those are like the where 80% of the stuff is gonna be going on. So I'm gonna find a place there.
That's where mine is at. I'm downtown.
The big reason really why I like plan literally a year ahead, like what trips and stuff I'm doing, is that's kind of what I need to do to consistently get my discount, but it pays off. Like that's why when I went down to NOLA last year, I stayed at the Hilton that they did the event at this year actually, and I got my room for $50 a night.
Shit.
But I have to plan ahead.
Yeah, I haven't booked a room yet. I was looking at some Airbnbs, but honestly, those only save you money if you're splitting the cost with someone else. So if you're staying with other people,
I have the vacation days to burn.
Yeah, getting my own room, it's like a hotel would be the thing, but it's like, so hotel would be like $700 or $800 for 3 days for a not gross. Like, I've looked at some of the places that were like $100 a night downtown, but those are places like, how many STDs do you want when
you're gonna come out of there with bed bugs if you're
probably bed bugs, sticky floors, shit like that. So it's like so it's like $700 to $800 for the time in a hotel that's good. Or the Airbnbs were mostly like $1,000 to $1,200, but if you could split that with another person, now you're looking at like $500 to $600 depending, and so you can actually save money on the Airbnbs. But now you find multiple people to stay with. So
the only way I can make that trip work with me doing the Yellowstone trip in July is if I make the Seattle trip cheap as fuck, basically.
Yeah.
So,
like I said,
which is why I wasn't even gonna try.
My plan is like, I'm gonna probably get my own hotel room, but if someone was like, I need a cheap place, I'm down to split a room or split a Airbnb or whatever is there. I'm down. And again, someone I know, like, I'm probably not gonna split a hotel room with a random stranger, but
so I honestly,
you're not that, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, we survived in an Airbnb with 4 others.
Yeah, so. We didn't die.
Which I would honestly, I really, like, looking back on it at this point now, I really enjoyed the communal experience of FanFest through the Airbnb together.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good to have a home base shared with other people, and other people being like, oh, is everyone making it back okay tonight?
Yeah, like, I mean, I like having my own space. There's a part of me that likes having my own space, but I am totally fine. I'm not like so antisocial that I'm like I can't.
For me, my only thing with it, for that week was like, as long as I have my own room that I can go to and like close the door and like be on my own in a room, that's all I need.
Millen, are you humming?
I think that's the case for most people.
What other topics do we still have?
That's out of it. We're done.
We were finished. That's why I brought up Seattle, because we'd finished all the topics.
Okay, so before we transition to anything else or like go fully off, just want to put out, so next week the normal Open Comms show is going to have a bit of a different twist. We will be doing hot comms. Open Comms trains thermodynamics to level 5.
Yeah. Now, I would say like we do that like later in the show. So we start with the regular stuff early on, and then like last half of the show do the hot comms.
We need to figure out with Matterall, I guess, for timing. I was thinking we do it at the beginning. That way, if he wanted to drop off afterwards, he could.
Well, I mean, I know.
I'm trying to be respectful.
I know his specific time. So his show is late. The last hour of the show is 7 to 8 for him, which is what it is for me. That's not late. But I was thinking like then we can do like the main show, get everything there, and then like then
Well, just realize we're
do
gonna
like
have to
the-
like step
then-
away to literally make our wings while we're in the middle of the show.
I'm
Unless-
down. I'm gonna probably get some wings from the store and just put them in the oven.
I mean, mine are literally already in the freezer, and I've got my air fryer.
Yeah,
so
yeah. So
14 minutes, and I got my wings.
I'm down for that. And then Alex, you got plans for your wings?
Yeah, I was just gonna order them from like a local pizza joint and just like the boneless wings.
Okay, so you can like have them delivered like mid-show. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so like that was my plan. Then we could do like the main show, and then like once we're done with the main topics, then just transition into like hot comms as like an after show.
Okay, we'll
early after show. Like I feel like 7 to 7:30, well Pacific time. Like
what we'll want to do then. What we'll want to do then, I think, is keep the main focus for the topics pretty tight, and try to not go too long.
I think we've done
no,
all right.
I mean,
tonight's was a little long because we were going through the whole expansion. But
I think we should aim to finish the main show in the first hour.
Well, I'd say like an hour
Like
to
60,
an hour and a half.
60 to 90 minutes.
60
yeah,
to 90
I think that's
minutes
good.
for the main show, and then we do hot comms after that for fun. That was my thought. Rather than because I didn't
like
want to
it.
start.
I'm on board.
Starting it, I don't know. It's a weird start.
I mean, I thought it'd be funny to see like us to then continue like power on and do the show afterwards. I thought that'd be a little bit of comedic relief.
There's that, but I always find like
I'm sad
when people first
I'm
tune
sad
in.
LB won't be here to see it.
Oh, bummer.
Because tonight is LB's last night with us before he's away for a spell.
That's right. That's right.
6 months.
Yep, I'll be back around Christmas.
Well, that's Christmas.
Well, and we look forward to you making your occasional random late night visits in chat from your tent in the mud.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I remember you did that last time.
Yeah,
Occasionally
it's
you'd
like,
appear in chat.
2, 3 in the morning. Like, what's up? See ya. But yeah, so
I forget what the time difference is. Hold on.
It's probably +9 for me. Your Eastern time, so probably like +6, I would think, for you. Or -6.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I'm -7 from UTC, and I assume there is going to be like 2 hours at least more. So
3, I think.
3. So probably -9 or 10 for my time zone. But yeah, yeah. So I figured like because when people are first tuning in, if they're not into the wing thing, there's like I feel like
the GMT +3.
Do the show, get the main stuff out of the way, and then if people want to stick around for the wing thing, they can. If not, they can go elsewhere. And so I kind of like want to do like the main show first, and then because who knows how long the wing shenanigans will go. So that way it gives us free reign. Once we start it, we have no time limit after that. So
I'm thinking that the wing shenanigans will most likely end up timing out at around 40 to 45 minutes, with us doing 6 wings and 3 of us and questions and whatnot.
Yeah. So that
I'm looking forward to it. I think
into the show. I think it was a good spot.
Yeah. No, I think we're on the same page.
Okay.
But it'll be fun. And if you do not catch that show live, you'll be able to catch it afterwards on the YouTube channel along with the rest of our shows and rooms. Although, Drayden, we still need to get the first handful of episodes from, I think, this year onto YouTube. There's a gap of some that I still don't have.
Yeah. Let me know what that gap is. I can go find them.
Yeah, I'll figure that out this weekend. And
let me know tomorrow. What am I don't think I have anything. I don't think I'm doing anything tomorrow other than the roam we're doing. So
well, and then after the roam, you can just let your computer spend some time uploading.
Yeah, it actually doesn't take that long if it's like a handful of episodes. Also, plug tomorrow we're doing a roam, Open Comms roam. We do it every Saturday. We'll let you know if we're gonna miss one, but generally every Saturday at it's 4 p.m. Pacific,
2300
7 p.m. Eastern, 2300 UTC, and show up in Jita, or if you're in Thera, you can be in Thera. We do a corrugation of both, so go to Thera or Jita, get a ship. We usually do frigates, destroyers, and it's kitchen sink ish.
We might graduate to cruisers if we get the numbers someday.
Yeah,
LB, will
there's
you
been
be
times
around
where-
for that tomorrow?
There's been times.
Perhaps, perchance. I don't know. Mrs. LB will let me know.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Mrs. LB, I petition you for his release.
But that way, we will usually do frigates or destroyers, whatever you want to bring it. It doesn't matter if it's cheap, it's fine. If you need a ship, we'll hand you something. Like if you don't have any else or don't have something fit up, we can find something for you and give it to you. It's like an MPSI thing. We will usually, what we'll do is once we get everyone together for the fleet, we will find out where the best place to roam is. Because, you know, if everyone in the fleet is not Blue Lagoons, then we'll generally like roam Lagoon space and shoot them, or, you know, it's like that way we don't want to, it's an NPSI, but we also don't want to cause diplomatic incidents. So we will generally find a spot to go roam that everyone can shoot the denizens there. So, yeah, show up. It's very fun. And you'll probably die. We usually always die at the end, but we usually, we've gotten some, the last couple times we've gone out, we've gotten some decent kills. So it's been fun.
We didn't even have to leave Thera last time, which
Yeah,
I
last
thought
time
was
we just sat
fantastic.
there and we ended up killing like 1.5 billion worth of ships. They just kept undocking and fighting us, and we just kept killing them, and they just kept undocking another ship.
Great.
It was very fun.
It was absolutely great.
Very, very fun experience. Even it's, you know, kills or not, it's fun to roam.
So
and just hang out
what
with
I
ship.
want though, my next goal for our roams, and this is a really important goal for me,
I'm gonna
something
link
I
the-
treat as near and dear. I want Camber to come on one of our roams with us.
There's the Discord as well. I just linked in chat. Click on that if you want to go on the roam and you're not in our Discord. Join that Discord, and then we will post. And then when you get in the Discord, you can choose the roles that you want for various channels. The EVE Online pings. Activate that if you want to go on the roam, and we will ping out when
We
we're
will
doing
give
stuff.
you a ship, Camber. I will even give you a skin that I designed myself.
Yeah. And then join the public
in addition
voice
to the ship.
channel, and we'll go on the roam tomorrow. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. It always is. But with that said, do we have anything else? Anyone got anything else? Or we can do.
Do we want to do final shots, final thoughts then?
You know, we haven't done that in a while. You want to do final shots, final thoughts?
We might as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
Alex.
All right, Alex,
come
what do you
back
got?
to me. Can't think.
Nope.
I can't think of anything. Come back to me.
Well, I just want to, since you're declining, I just want to call out your shirt's awesome. I love it. Slava Ukraini.
I'll wear the costume
Slavi.
when this war is over.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
shit.
quote from, it's a Zelensky quote.
Oh, hell yeah.
I actually got this from United 24. I donated money a while back or whatever, and I didn't realize they were having a giveaway. So they sent me an email like 10 or 15 days later and like, hey, you won the giveaway for a free shirt. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I won
It's
it.
a cool shirt. I like
Yay!
it.
Yes, I love it.
All right, so I'm next. I'll just do a shot for the roam tomorrow. I've been having I wouldn't say I've been FCing them per se, but I've been like giving suggestions of like
He's
where
been
to go.
FCing them. Let's be honest. He's
Okay,
been.
I'm
Let's
kinda-
be honest. He's been FCing them.
But it's been fun, and Anarchos is here. Anarchos has been joining us the last a few times already. I will say, I think tomorrow my plan though. I know Anarchos. Like, we camped Thera, which worked out well for us. We got a few decent kills there, and then we also got a bunch of kills on the station in there. But Anarchos, I want to go out and not bubble camp this time. I know we've resorted to the bubble camp a couple times. I want to do like an active like motion roam. Oh my God, Rampage is here. Rampaging, thanks for the raid. Oh my God, they raided us right as we're like ending the show.
This is the second time they've done that too.
Howdy.
All right. Well, hold on. I'll read you the thing. So we're doing final shots, final thoughts. Thanks for the raid, Rampage. But I would say,
Thank
so
you.
also, hey everyone that came from Rampage, we are doing basically we do an MPSI roam on weekends, on Saturdays, So if any of you guys want to join, you can. We're doing a roam tomorrow. It's 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m.
Tell 'em
Eastern,
about what we're doing next
and
Friday, too.
2300 UTC game time. If you want to go on the roam, and we will usually, like I said, we will, when everyone gets in the fleet for the roam, we will see where the best place to roam at. So if a bunch of you show up, we're obviously not going to go roam Goon Space. Normally, like most of us that show up are in Horde, so we'll go roam Goons or in it or something like that. But if a bunch of Goons show up, we're not going to go roam Goon Space. We're going to probably go roam like Frat or in it or somewhere that everyone, we try to find a spot where everyone can go shoot the people that live there. So if you guys want to roam, someone hit !Discord in the chat. That'll give you the link to the Discord, and you can join the Discord, and we'll join the fleet if you want tomorrow. We usually meet up in Jita or Thera. Get to either of those spots, usually like frigate, destroyer level ships. Tech 2, Tech 1, doesn't matter, whatever you want to bring. It's kind of kitchen sink, and we just go out and fly. So we'll be doing that tomorrow if you want to come. So that's me. LB, you go.
Oh fuck. I don't know. I bought a Rupture BPO and I'm researching it, and I hope that's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna fit some autocannon Ruptures one day. Yeah.
Sick.
I don't know.
Get the tracking.
Hell yeah.
All right. Millet?
Well, I'm just gonna say hold tight and wait. And check what they're gonna do and work from there.
Scott. Oh yeah,
A couple
you
things.
can plug the thing now.
So since I know we talked, for those of you that have been with us for a little bit, we already talked about next Friday. For everyone that came from Rampage, though, going to be news for you. So next Friday, after we do our normal show on Friday night, we're going to be doing a little twist on things. This might sound like a familiar format if you've watched a particular YouTube show. We're going to be doing Hot Comms, Open Comms Trains Thermodynamics to 5, where we're going to be interviewed, Drayden, Alex, and myself, and Redline will be interviewed by Matterall as a special guest while we eat progressively hotter wings with hot sauce. It's going to be fun. Second thing I wanted to mention that I just wanted to officially endorse, Mark Hamill, famously known for playing Luke Skywalker, has endorsed that in future live-action movies, Sebastian Stan, aka the Winter Soldier, play Luke Skywalker in live action because of how much they look alike. I am here for
That's
it.
interesting.
Give me more of that. Give me that. I want that. I need it now that I've heard it. Give it to me, Disney.
Yeah, that was a name that was thrown around a lot during The Mandalorian when they were bringing Luke back for his hallway scene.
Yeah, because they CGI'd a lot of that.
But then they went with CGI.
Yeah,
So maybe not as good.
and Luke and Mark Hamill. I
love Mark Hamill, but he's old now. He's not.
He's fully endorsed this idea and like came out this week and straight up said, "Give it to Sebastian Stan, you fuckers." Essentially,
that's cool.
Well, you know what they're going to do for Darth Vader in any future Star Wars movies, right? Vader's going to be AI. They've
yeah.
No.
Well, what they did actually worked with James Earl Jones to get his voice done through AI, and he actually signed off on it before he died.
There's been other.
There's been
other people that can actually
Harrison Ford
with modulators do his voice super well. They don't need an AI, but whatever.
Harrison Ford has actually also done the same thing where he sat in the booth where he got like all the intensive scans done and did a ton of voice recordings. He has signed like a couple $100 million is my understanding, actually, from what I was like reading. Like Disney paid him a big fucking chunk of change.
All right, real quick, let's say Vlad, and then we're gonna raid someone else. I'm sorry for the Rampage guys. I know you guys just came in, but we were finishing up, so we're gonna raid another Eve streamer here in a second. But Vlad, final shots, final thoughts.
Raid Rain.
I want to wish Mr.
I
LB
know
a
I'm
very
being a
safe.
smartass.
I want to wish Mr. LB a very safe deployment and get back to us soon.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Please.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Take care.
All right, so who do we gonna rate? We can do Shad Squatch. I love Shad Squatch.
Do it. Do it.
Ghosty Game is another good choice. Shad Squatch or Ghosty? Who do we want to do?
Shad Squatch. Do it.
Shad Squatch?
Do it.
How do we not have a
Do
do
it.
it fucking soundboard?
Do it. Oh fuck.
Oh, it's such Chad.
I think you guys disabled that soundboard after a while back.
Oh no, I still have
I
it.
think Mr. Archer was abusing it.
All right, raid set for Shad
Yeah.
Squatch. Thanks everyone for hanging out and tuning in tonight. And we'll be back tomorrow for the raid or for the roam if you want to do it on the roam. If not, we'll catch you next Friday for the show. All right, everyone. Bye.
Later.
Have fun. So, Vlad,